don't know if my brain is rotting or if the timing on that changes like every time it plays.
What up, Ginge? What up,
Little of column A, little of column B.
Yes, Ginge. Colin. I still need to finish shit for Ginge. I feel so bad. It's just like the
little hepatitis C.
That and a couple of other things I haven't gotten to finish yet just because of all the wacky house shit and the day job being insane. What basically, if the world is being super fucking stupid, the day job is like multiplied tenfold by that.
So you have to do math too? Jeez.
Oh, dude, it's all math 9 times out of 10, and then monotonous counting and sorting things.
Yeah, I didn't mean real math, dummy. I meant because you said 10 times. Oh, jeez. Spencer's in literal mode right now. We need to get him to crack his brain into joke mode.
Yeah, I'm broken, man. A bunch of cool stuff came in this week. It's all good. I got some Maniac comics in from Ebon Press. We have more house shit to deal with on Monday, where we were supposed to be getting the keys and everything. We're hoping that'll still happen, but who fucking knows? It's been like one thing after another.
Exorcist is coming Tuesday. The house is still haunted.
We have to dig up the corpses buried in the basement. All that fun stuff.
Move the Indian graveyard.
Yeah.
What's funny is they're just relocating stuff. They're not actually getting rid of a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean that's fucking property
Can you move
value,
the pet
man.
Cemetery to the south side? Thank you very much.
We're making it a garden in the backyard. What's up, Razmaz? Rex
Brown's gone sour.
Oh god, man! I
Herman Munster
rewatched that like at the end of 2020, and I'm like, I should check that out again. But I forget how fucked up and dark that movie is, but also equally ridiculous at the same time because the acting is like right on the razor's edge of being super ridiculous.
It's almost a David Lynch movie at that point.
Dude,
some of the acting,
the moment where the dad is clutching the kid after it gets hit by the car is like almost cartoonish. I'm pretty sure he yells like no or like why God into the air as the scene cuts.
And also at the funeral when his father-in-law attacks him, and everybody's like, "You need to calm down." It's like the father-in-law just beat the shit out of him and got the baby out of the casket
at his baby kid's funeral.
And
what is up, D? Yeah, they're like, "You're being a real piece of shit about your kid's funeral, you dick." Everybody's trying to have a good time.
Let people beat you up at your kid's funeral.
Yeah. People want to see
one less kid in the world. Yeah,
I think that the father-in-law cares more here. Duh.
Yeah, you should be thanking me for exposing that corpse to the crowd. People were hoping for that to happen.
We wanted to see his cute cheeks.
Will no one think of the truck driver?
Like, no, he is demented.
And then you jerk.
It does that. It's almost the opposite of Stephen King movies, where like they normally have a bunch of creepy buildup that fizzles out. This one has like not much of that creepy buildup. It's a lot of ridiculousness and then just like startling weird moments, like the Six Sister Zelda, and then like the little kid part at the end is like heartbreaking, and that scene actually works out. But it's like it's almost like they did a cut with more of the kid giggling, and they were like, okay, we got to cut out some of this giggling, like it's getting like too silly.
Not fair.
Yeah, that part, dude, is just like, oh my god.
When he falls over.
I don't even have kids.
He loves it.
I remember reading a thing, and he did a couple takes of that, and in that one, he actually like fell on his face and hurt himself.
Yeah,
and they used that take because it was so genuinely good because he was, a little kid and didn't understand what he was doing. And they were like, yeah, you got to fall on your face. And he took it literally and just like did it on the first take. And they were like, oh, fuck.
Well, it's pretty cool too. Like
they were like, shit, that's not fair. He was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, he's like, not fair. And then just planks and hits the ground. And you're like, oh, shit, that looks like a real dead kid. Like,
I want to know how he took getting hit by the truck.
Yeah, right. That kid is so method.
They're like, whoa, the way his shoes flew off his feet. Can we get that in the next take, too?
Radical.
It's just his dad throwing him.
Yeah. They had to shoot that scene last for obvious reasons. And that's why you didn't see that kid in very many movies after Pet Sematary.
We don't get a take 2 here, guys.
Yeah.
I got
Because they were twins. It was a twin
his...
kid we didn't know about. They lost one of them during the filming.
Isn't his name... Isn't his name Gage in that too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's why Rex Doom says, kid gets hit by a car, you call it getting gauged.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, son, he got gauged.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I feel like nobody named a character Gage after that movie because of that. They were just like, no, it'll always be that baby in Pet Sematary.
No, and right about a couple years after that is when gauging became the like piercing thing. So
yeah, man, ears are still fucked up from that stupid shit.
Oh, you had flappies?
I was a dumb kid. Oh yeah, dude, I've had them ripped open. I had a buddy get his earlobes torn off in a pit. Like, this is part of growing up in the hardcore scene.
Yeah, I knew a dude that had that, and he had like after he took them out, he just had like saggy titty ears.
Yeah, my ears were up to like 1.5 inches at one point.
Oh my god,
that's a half inch bigger than your dick.
That's a hot. You put a hot dog in there.
The funniest thing, the first time I ever pierced my ears, we were doing like we were still straight edge at the time, doing like a fucking
clears.
Yeah,
now he's gay edge.
No, we were doing hardcore gay edge. Maybe 3-4 dudes in the room at once. We're all not doing drugs, butt naked.
Not do drugs so hard.
We used to get together with like 20-30 people all at once and like meet up at like a gas
They're
station
called parties.
in town.
Oh.
No, we'd meet up at like a gas station in town on like a Friday night like this when it was like really nice out, when the weather first started getting good, and we'd all just like brainstorm in notebooks, and we'd come up with a list of like 50 items of just like weird shit you had to do, and you had to either take a video or a photo of it for proof. And then
sex with a corpse.
Dig up a body. At midnight, we would all meet up at this
sometimes dad's better.
This local gas station in town. Yeah, definitely Sala.
Dad's way better. Dad's way better.
Yeah, dig up the old guy from Pet Sematary and kiss him.
I don't like this.
But I don't even remember how I got onto this now. But yeah, we would come up with these lists of fucking ridiculous shit to do, and take pictures of them. One of them was like ride 2-player on this local motorcycle shop's display bike they had on the roof of their 2-story building. It was like popping a wheelie, and it was mounted on like support beams. And riding 2-player meant getting down to your underwear and riding with your best bro on the back of it. So we have a photo of the drummer of my band and the rhythm guitarist of my band. Just
are you trying to tell us that you're gay?
In their
At first I was like, do we need 2-player explained? Obviously it's and then he explained it. I'm like, that's not what I thought it was gonna
Hey man, I wasn't on the bike. I was just down on the ground level giggling like a schoolgirl while my other buddy had to take the photo of it.
So your other buddy
is not gay if you're in the room
inside of you.
Yeah. Think of me more like a spectator or a producer on that event. One of them,
if you will.
One of them was like give a piggyback ride to a bouncer at a strip club, because there's like 6 strip clubs in the area where we lived. So that was like that one will be easy. And we happened to know a bouncer at one of the titty bars in town, so we were like, we're just gonna go there and get him to let us give.
But the challenge would be you have to find the bouncer that won't let you, but you still somehow get him to piggyback. So you have to like sneak attack from behind, you like go under his legs and pop up and grab him and, like surprise piggyback. Yeah, gotcha.
Doesn't count. He was on your shoulders, not your back.
Consentless piggyback ride.
How to get killed by a bouncer.
Yeah, give a grown man a consentless piggyback ride. Yeah, he just thinks you're kidnapping him at that point. That's what like dumb like 17-year-old like straight edge hardcore kids were doing in Connecticut though.
Instead of masturbating.
And all my friends who had cars and parents who liked them and bought them things would be like, get in my car, we're going to do dumb shit. And I'd be like, well, that's great because I'm exceptional at dumb shit.
It's my middle name.
Yeah, there's like
dumb shit does.
There's like photos of me out there looking like a hairless Mexican lesbian, like arm wrestling like a crippled dude.
That's all those words right there.
That was you?
Brain.
Yeah,
Mexican lesbian wrestling.
Getting slapped by strange women. One of them was get a cop to mace you, and we could not for the life of us like get any cop to dispense mace on us.
So you need to do a short movie like this, but it's all done in, it's all shown in early CCTV footage.
Yeah,
of you going around town doing all like starts with you guys at the gas station, like hanging out.
My beard growth over 10 years of degeneracy.
Yeah, then it ends with like 6 years later, still in prison.
You can see me blowed up into a swollen, hairy hobo.
Cops, the movie.
Yeah. They kind of like gave it a sad narrative. I don't remember this guy being on Cops, but man, good stuff.
What is this, Death Curse posting their L's?
Yeah, right. Tonight we're going to have a touching night about all the times I've fallen from grace.
Jeff, we should only say times we've done awesome things.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, me and my friends did this rad thing once where we won the whole time.
I won this like biggest dick in the world contest one time.
Yes, let me tell you about all the times I have not rocked as hard. Yeah, I don't know why I thought of that. The dumb shit you do when you're a straight edge kid, and then that like exponentially got into like
baby batter in the brain.
Yeah, right. It's all the semen.
Once you let it out, you're like, oh wait, I can think normally again.
That evolved into when
terrible idea.
See clearly now the jizz is
like
gone.
All my friends opened up to like drugs and smoking weed and stuff, and they were like, "Oh my God, Spencer, you were right. Being straight edge is stupid."
Remember we used to hang out at the gas station and not do drugs?
Yeah.
Now we're
I forgot about that.
Again.
I'm so
yeah.
now.
Remember we'd make lists of shit and we'd like go take pictures of it. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I've only in recent years remembered the weird shit we did. No. Yeah, the fog of weed. Yeah, no,
like,
it's like
has his memory. He's like, wait, we buried Tommy as a joke 5 years ago. Oh God.
Because I was never.
He's still alive, eating like worms to survive.
I was never like, oh, I'm straight edge. I'm wearing fucking shirts with giant X's on them and drawing X's on my hands and like.
Tommy can't survive outside the hole now. They dug him up and brought him back to society, and he was like, "Can't do it. I can't do it. I gotta live in a hole in the woods."
Like all this, Jesus, all this nonsense. But all of my friends were like wicked anti-pot and drinking and all this weird normal shit you do when you're like a degenerate kid in a small town in New England.
Degeneration X.
I'm still on Tommy. Like Tommy came back and he's like, I didn't get Nell before, but now I love Nell.
Tommy's all alone in a hole.
Ash and Jackal. No wonder I don't catch these streams 11 p.m.
Eating some worms some more.
We normally stream at like 9. Tonight was just a weird night. It's gonna be a weird couple of weeks with all the house shit going on. You got jizz dribbling out your ears.
Ugh, another reason to hate Pepsi.
Tommy can't hear you. CM Punk loves Pepsi. Metal Movies and Brewskis, what's up, dude?
What is up, Metal Movies and Brewskis? I think you just subbed to my channel.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Hit that like button.
We're going to be having more cool metal music talk over on my channel soon, every Monday.
Yeah, dude, fucking Blast Beats with the BT Bam reference this week was talking about bringing me back to those days. The band I did vocals for before I came on board had opened for BT Bam, I think on the album right before Colors, going way back, which is the one Blast Beat talked about on the show. Doge is back on the rise. That is right, DJ2K. What is up? Everything is aces. It's a good time. Reject soda, drink gasoline. Yeah, that's the new future we're heading towards. I am working on some Blast Beats myself. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, that just caught me off guard because it's like he normally suggests stuff all over the place, and I'm like, oh, I need to check this out. I've never heard of this. And then Between the Buried and Me popped up, and I was like, oh shit, I know this one.
I bet they have a hard to read logo.
Yeah, right. If people look into this, I think they were always kind of
album.
I was gonna say, I think they were always kind of like the anti. I don't remember them ever having like a set logo or anything like a lot of bands did.
No, they were like the kind of like mathcore in a way.
Yeah, the early precursor to like gent and tech metal and stuff like that. That
watch us change time signatures. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that has like 800 different subgenre names now and all this stuff.
We're so tough, but we're really doing math.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know if it's music till it's done. Like, we did a lot of counting and calculation.
And I say that, as somebody who all my friends do that, and I absolutely love it, but I get to make jokes of it. So.
My friends love Dillinger, Psyopus, and BT Bam. Yeah, that you're listing like my old guitars, like top 3 bands.
Yeah.
Like I've known this dude probably a good 3/4 of my existence, and yeah, my buddy Chris, and it would be like anytime I'd run into him, he'd be like, "Hey man, you ever check out Dillinger Escape Plan?" And I'm like, "Dude, I've literally seen them live with you." Like, I don't know how much more checked out that band could be in my brain. You guys watched Jupiter's Legacy, watched 2 episodes and tapped out. Netflix really is a death sentence to adaptions.
I
watched it all.
I think I'm 3 in right now.
I am 7 or 6.
I am indifferent, is what I'll say. I also felt like I should have probably read the books first, and I just haven't gotten around to that.
I don't think you have to have.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I just wouldn't feel like I would enjoy the book more for Quitely's art and everything than.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But you should read it just for that. Like it doesn't. It can be separate. Like it's because it's a different of enough story. They've gone in a different direction enough.
Is the dead old man in the comic?
The dead old man. I don't
remember him being in there at all.
Think so because that stuff is all like. Not in the early comics. Like they barely hint at the island and
that
stuff.
Is like straight up a thing in Voidwalker, and I was
later
like,
Ashen.
Motherfuck.
No, I think so. It's weird. It's not that
went
good,
away
but
for
I like
a really
it.
long time, and I was like, "Oh, this will be fun to play with in Voidwalker," and we bring it in right at the end of the first 4 issues. And then it was in the show, and I was like, motherfucker, was this in this comic the whole time?
No, I think you're safe with that. That's just one of those weird coincidences.
I hate when that shit happens, but then it was like, I think it comes in the 3rd episode, or maybe I'm into the 4th now, but I was like, oh, fuck.
I don't like any of the present day stuff. I think it's really boring and like done to death of like, what if superheroes were like, intense and like mature and dark and did drugs,
and the old age makeup is dog shit.
Oh, it's terrible. The hair makeup is awful. Like if they had just
Tyler Mane,
hair, I think it would have been fine. But by giving him that weird makeup, it makes him look really fake.
Tyler Mane as the villain too.
Oh, was that Tyler Mane?
Yeah, that's Sabretooth from
I
the
had no
original
idea.
X-Men movies.
But yeah, same thing with him. Like, it's like one of my problems with the show is that, like, it was presented as being like the HBO Game of Thrones style show for superheroes on Netflix, and it's really just like a CW show but with cussing. Like,
Well,
it's not really mature, and like there's sex in it, but the sex is for 2 seconds, fully clothed. You don't see anything.
well,
They just
that's
throw
the
in some
whole
cuss words here and there.
that's the whole thing is the villain guy has this sort of like cheesy comic booky vibe. Like he's like, he's 100% in it and taking the material seriously, but he's having fun with it. And then everybody else seems to be playing it like very seriously. And I feel like it is something where it probably would have worked better if it leaned more into the comic book Millar feeling of things, of like the ridiculousness and everything. I think that's why the Wanted movie suffered too. I think the Wanted movie would have fucking made fist loads of fucking money if fucking, what's it called? They did like a 1-to-1 recreation of the comics, because the comics
if Matthew
were
Vaughn
just
had made it.
so ridiculous. Like, oh yeah, like just put somebody on it that knows how to make a movie like that, and you make it with like, it's just that shameless ripoff of all these licensed characters. You don't need to do the Eminem character. You can get somebody else in it. I still think James McAvoy probably wouldn't have been bad in that.
No, he's good.
No, he'd been fine.
Good. And I actually hated the Eminem thing in that comic. I thought it was stupid.
It was Millar like shamelessly trying to get like celebrities attached early on when he wasn't like a huge fucking name.
And it would have been awful if Eminem was in that movie.
Oh my god, dude.
Eminem and Tommy Lee Jones together at last.
He's like a human. He's another human hot dog now too, Eminem.
And
he's been one.
Halle Berry. Halle Berry is the fox in the comic.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I love the comic. It got to the point though where years down the road, I don't think of it as Eminem now, but when I was reading it at the time, it was distracting.
Yeah, you want to like stab your eyes out, and it's like the most. It almost feels like it was intentional when he finally like dons the mask and starts being the killer.
And that costume was so fucking cool.
Oh, dude! It like the fact that they didn't even have like a nod to it in the movies was such a fucking like bitch smack to everyone.
And that was like one of the original comics that really was doing like the. Before Netflix adaptation, but it was really trying for that adaptation with the costumes.
Genuinely thought that movie was doing like some really fucking smart, like hip fucking marketing, and they were just being really sneaky about the outfit and stuff being in the movie. And I thought like halfway through the movie, we were going to see him don the get up and just like go like full tilt and like, it never, like that should have just been like a John Wick movie with superpowers, and it's just like a weird, forgettable action movie with a bunch of weird like sci-fi bullshit. It almost feels like Christopher Nolan wrote it on like a weekend. He was like drinking wine and doing Ambien.
Well, also had that stupid subplot of the loom or something. Wasn't it like a loom of destiny?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, the loom of
like
destiny.
It had all this weird, like half-assed, high-concept bullshit.
Which
like,
could have been cool, but they didn't do it cool.
But that's how that guy does everything. Every movie he makes, it's like the chalk of destiny. That's
that fucking like Slavic dudes thinking their like old folklore is like the coolest, and 9 times out of 10 it was like it's almost incoherent, man. Like. I don't even know what the moral of this is supposed to be. If some of it's like wicked fucking cool, and it's always like tends to be way darker than a lot of other like folklore, but that's that like one of those places where the cultural divide really doesn't translate a lot of times. It is shit like that. That dude's stuff, man. He did those Day Watch and Night Watch movies, and they're like half cool and half fucking completely unbearable.
They're like
they're cool, but you never go back to them.
The Matrix, like it just like It is a Russian knockoff of the Matrix, and it feels exactly like a Russian knockoff of the Matrix. It never transcends that.
With some touches of Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's like the Matrix, Harry Potter, and
if they were vampires.
And I was gonna say like a little bit of True Blood or Twilight thrown in there.
So I was at Top Cow at the time, and Silvestri kept telling us, because he's a hype man, so he was like, "It's gonna be great. It's gonna be different, but it's going to be great." We're all, okay, why does he keep saying it's going to be different?
I just imagine it coming in going, bam, bam, bam. It's going to be great, guys. Yeah. Goes to the next office, bam, bam, bam.
And then
Silvestri
we all got to go see it.
Horn.
Yeah. We all got to go see it together. And I remember Michael Broussard and I, like, there was a lot of him and I, like, kind of side-eyeing each other because we were sitting next to each other in the theater, and, like, something would happen, and we'd kind of, like, catch each other, like looking at each other. We're like, okay, cool. This is we're on the same track here, right? And then afterwards, you're hyped because it is, dude. The studio had a movie, and we're on the Paramount lot, so we're fucking hyped. But
I forgot
at the same
that was
time,
even a Top Cow book.
You know, at the time, at the moment, you're kind of like, oh, damn, I'm really excited, but it wasn't Wanted. Like, it was a cool movie, but that was not the book that's back at the studio. You know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird. Like I said, obviously we're excited, but like you couldn't really like turn to Mark and be like, they blew it. What the fuck?
Right. Wow, man, we sold out hard. Like,
yeah. But like that week when it was just us artists in the studio at night, we were like, damn, where's the costume? Where's this? Where's that? And we're like looking through the book, you know? We're just like, oh.
But did Mark come back to you guys and be like, so what'd you think?
Yeah, but you just kind of...
I think you're a bastard, Mark.
No, you just kind of go like, hey, it's cool. I'm excited. We all got page rate increases. Like,
sweet. You're like, this is the best movie ever.
Yeah, this movie rocks, dude. I don't give a shit if I never see it.
You should make your own T-shirt of the movie to walk around it.
And they had produced A-Team too, so that brought in some money.
Oh my god. Mark's just like, what do you mean if you never see it? We just saw it. Oh, yeah. What's up, Captain Canada? Love the Wanted comic. Never watched the Wanted movie because all the changes I saw. I feel like that was another one of those, like, Angelina Jolie nipples in a tight shirt movie. I feel like it was that generation, too, where they, like, sold a lot of the movie on that in the trailers. There was even a movie where they did that, where it was, like, CGI nipples in a tight shirt into the trailer.
Oh, my God.
Then it, like...
They
wasn't
did a funny thing with
in the movie as much. I think that might have been one of the Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider movies, where they did that, where it was like her nipples were like very prominent in the trailer, and then they toned it down for the finale, the like final release of the movie.
They did a funny thing, I thought, though, in Wanted with her, where like
the good old days.
There's that shot of her from behind where you see, you know, her back tattoos and stuff, and it's supposed to be like this sexy thing. But they showed her worst asset, which is her flat butt, instead of her giant tits.
You got
instead of her butt of a chest.
You gotta pull a Taken Lives and just whip a giant titties out.
Rotator, guys, come on.
Or CGI, some extra cheek on there, you know?
What up, Mitch?
Yeah. I think it had to be the Tomb Raider movies because they made the big deal out of the side boob in the first one. Like the whole promotion and marketing for that movie was like, you might see a titty in this, and you were like, we're clearly not. It's PG-13.
Well, there was all that like they were playing around with her being naked, like when she was fighting. Remember when she was like out of the shower and stuff?
That's what I mean. And then like the final movie too, like, or the final scene in the movie where she's wearing like the skin tight wetsuit and like flipping around and stuff. She just like the CGI model is just like a naked version of her painted a different color, basically.
That was like peak Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider.
Yeah, the whole movie was sold on that and like them trying to be cheeky. And then I think the second one, they have like a cheesecake scene for the chicks with whoever the fuck that dude was. Can't remember if it was like Gerard Butler or if it was like a Gerard Butler knockoff.
No, the first one was James Bond. What's his face? The Daniel Craig. And the second one was Gerard Butler, I think.
Really? I gotta look
That's before we knew who he was.
Because it was weird. I remember as a kid going, that dude's ugly. Why was she like him?
Who's this potato-faced man?
Why is he pouting all the time? He looked like a buff version of the French guy from Amelie.
I just realized
I don't remember that movie either.
There was a Tomb Raider movie that came out like 3 years ago. Yeah, 2018 that I have.
Yeah,
not
they had
even
like a
seen.
young boy play Lara Croft, I think, in that one.
Wait, really?
A bunch of people think she's like really hot. Alicia Vikander.
Oh, I think you
or
meant
some
like in
shit like
the
that.
flashbacks as a young boy instead of a girl. I thought you were serious.
No.
Daniel Craig. What the fuck, dude?
Yep, that was before he was like a big star.
Did he still have a potato head like me? I don't
He's
remember
all
him
potato.
in the movie at all. It is Gerard Butler in the second one. Wow.
That's
I
the
couldn't
second one,
remember
okay.
if it...
I don't remember if it's the first one or second one.
No, it's definitely the second one because she goes and sees him in like the weird sweaty prison, and I'm pretty sure he's just like shamelessly shirtless because they got so much shit from the first one for like that movie. They were just like, we're sexualizing the fuck out of Angelina Jolie and you're gonna love it. And
And
people
he's getting
did.
his balls beaten by a weird rope contraption.
Oh my God.
Every movie he does, he has to get his balls
Yeah.
beaten.
It's in my contract. I wrote it in. That's
Where's my ball rope?
Yeah, that's weird. I brought one. Yeah, we burned it.
Yeah, there's that weird video outtake that somebody snuck off set of him like outraging when they didn't have his rope on set, and he was just like going crazy on
Was
everybody.
disappointed that shithead wasn't in the Wanted movie. Yeah, man, like all of that was. I don't know if they were just like, Millar was too. Is it Miller? Millar?
I think it's
I
Millar.
always
It's
wanna say
Miller, but
Millar.
you can. It's safe to say Millar because that's how we all said it for 20 years, and it makes a distinction.
It
Yeah.
ain't changing now.
Fuck you for being Scottish or whatever the
It's
fuck.
like when they called Aang Ong in the last Airbender movie. It's like, no, you can't change it now.
Nah,
It's
he's
just
cool,
weird.
but that guy's like buck wild rich now. Doesn't he own like a fucking football team? Or like a stake in
The
one
kid in
now?
Avatar?
Yeah,
Huge
Yeah,
star.
the
That's
last
how it ends.
Airbender is rich as fuck and he buys a soccer team.
I am the Avatar. I now am worth billions of dollars.
Yeah.
I'm giving up being the Avatar.
Thank you, M. Night Shyamalan.
To get back to Jupiter's Legacy, though,
Shyamalan.
Oh, yeah.
I do
Oh, yeah,
like
that was-
all the past stuff with the Great Depression
Of course
era.
you do.
That's the best stuff in the whole show. That stuff's great.
The fantasy adventure stuff.
Yeah,
Shocker.
supernatural, dark fantasy
I thought
stuff.
there was one
That's
really
awesome.
well-written moment that's like a touching moment, that one where he helps the guy on the side of the road, and it feels so jarring because it's so well-written in the middle of the show, and I was like, well, that was strange. I think I'm done after this episode.
And then fucking.
And that was probably a B unit shoot. That was probably
Oh,
the
for
secondary director
For sure, like
trying to
Josh-
flex.
Yeah, Josh Duhamel showing up for that shoot was the biggest event of that entire shoot.
I do
that
think
was-
it's hilarious though.
That was
Josh-
probably like one of those 360 screens that they're shooting on now,
Oh,
like they
yeah,
did
yeah.
with Mandalorian and stuff.
Mhm.
Like that was
I do
probably
think it's
just a
funny,
tiny
though,
little
that,
set.
Josh Duhamel like talked shit about superheroes for years. He's like, I'm never gonna do a superhero movie. You're not gonna ever see me in tights. And then he literally makes a superhero movie where he's in tights.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't even
he's-
know that name. You just said it. I had to look it up to see which character it was because I don't know his name at all.
He's the main guy,
He-
Utopian.
Yeah, no, but now I'm like,
Uh,
oh, way to talk trash guy. I didn't even know who you were.
Yeah.
he's actually got a decent. The first thing I ever saw him in that really impressed me was he's got this decent sort of B movie grindhouse action flick from years ago where he plays a firefighter. I think it's called like Fight Fire with Fire. It is
Great
Yes.
name.
That's awesome.
Oh, dude. I was like, oh, this has got to be shit. I'm going to put this on. And I think at the time,
He's Howie Long's son. It's the sequel to that movie from the 90s.
I think I was working at like the movie theater at the time. I think the movie came out in like 2012 or something like that. But really surprised that I remember it being like way more violent than I thought it would be. And it's actually a decent movie, like just as like a mindless popcorn flick. And he's not bad in it, but I can't remember shit from it. It might be on like Netflix or something like that, but I'll have to look it up. Randy, what is up, dude? Yeah, rip New Jack, you crazy, crazy man. Indeed, like Jeff said earlier, he's stabbing angels in heaven now.
Mhm.
Oh my god, everyone playing like the clips of his best moments where I remember a lot of them, but then it was like seeing these like 30-second things of him back to back to back. You're just like, oh my god, he said so much awesome, funny stuff.
One of the most wild human beings, and I didn't say any.
That guy in Jacksonville in front of everybody.
The guy that almost died.
Yeah.
That was like bleeding out in front of everybody, and it was his first big match ever, and he was all excited to be fighting New Jack
and trying to kill Gypsy Joe, who's like 80 years old.
Yeah, dude. Fucking rocked. And then I saw he got on Cameo like I think a couple months back, and I started seeing the videos popping up like all over Twitter and stuff, just getting shared. And then I saw today that he had passed from a heart attack, and I was like, what do you want to fucking bet? He was like screaming on a Cameo and just fucking heart gave out, like
just snorting K or something.
Yeah, somebody has a video of fucking New Jack just like, you pussy bitch, and just like collapsing. Hayner, what is up, DDC Studios? I just finished penciling those guys for him today, and I'm gonna ink those soon.
What's up, Hayner?
What up?
Talk shit about video games when COD World War II was coming out, and he was one of the main characters. Yeah, Dumal, it's weird. He has like those idiot, like old Hollywood conservatives, and I mean like golden age Hollywood, like weird old timey guys that are like, if you're not like choking a cow and wrangling horses, like you're not a man. It's like,
where's the Indian shooting?
It's like
a film.
Yeah, dude, you're an actor in Hollywood, like You're the most wayfish of all of us. I think sitting in a computer chair and killing Nazis for 2 hours is way cooler than powder in my face and crying to girls all night.
Oh, it's dumb too because he was making fucking Transformers movies. It's like you're making a movie.
Oh, he is one of the Transformers guys.
About toys.
Where I know him from.
Yeah,
and I don't know his name from any of those.
Yeah, I was like trying to think of something I knew that was big, and all I could think of was fight fire with fire.
Or Fergie.
Oh,
he's in a Fergie movie?
No, he's married to her.
Oh, he's in Fergie.
He's in Fergie a lot.
Yeah. Jesus, I didn't even know that.
I
was like,
I just thought something really mean to say, but I'm not gonna say that.
I was gonna say, wasn't he in like one of her music videos back in the day? I feel like that's.
He was the one cleaning up the pee when she pissed herself.
Probably linked. I mean, I guess it's better than fucking pulling an Amber Heard.
Oh, that's Fergie from the whatchamacallit?
Black Eyed Peas.
Whoa, you can't say that no more.
Yeah,
Sorry.
peas? Come on, that was a hard P on that.
The indigenous-eyed peas.
Oh, you'll get that like, wait, did I really say something bad?
That sounds so much worse. Even as a joke.
What, indigenous-eyed peas?
Indigenous-eyed just sounds...
Black eyes, like a black
pejorative. Yeah. He had eyes like an indigenous eyes. Whoa! Excuse me, Quinn?
I mean, Aborigine eyes, I'm sorry.
Are you allowed to say that arrangement of words?
I got confused.
Inuit. What am I supposed to say? I don't know.
Yeah. Brown. Oh, God.
What is an Esquimex?
Latinx.
Farewell and do Latinx ladies. And queer and LGBT people of all types.
That's one of the first things I'm doing when we get into the new place. I'm finally gonna send out the DNA test, out any serial killers in my family, and find out just how Latinx I am.
I'd like to think that those are three mutually exclusive things. You're gonna send in the DNA test, then you're gonna out the serial killers that you already know about in your family. You just haven't outed them yet. It's a separate thing from the DNA altogether.
Whole family.
It's gonna be a big month.
Yeah. What was the third thing you got planned?
Yeah. Find out how Latinx I am.
Yeah, he goes on a journey south of the border.
Yeah.
Am I related to you? No, go away.
Yeah.
Am I related to you? No, get out of here, Gringo.
You already asked me.
Okay.
Just have a taco and go back home.
No, it's Spencer T. Desmond.
Kick Spencer for saying Latinx. Is it Latinx? Lazing? How do I say it? How does it sound? Yeah, I'd get stabbed by the first child I asked down there. What is Latinx?
How dare you misrepresent our language in such a horrible way? Cha 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 cha.
Latinx means death, gringo.
No,
And he tosses chiclets on you and walks away.
no one says that here, motherfucker.
Oh, the flavor's already gone.
Latinx,
Damn it, these are just teeth.
Latinx, we might be onto something.
I don't think anybody knows Mitch. That's the thing. Nobody knows how to say it.
Oh, it's Latinx. Ah. Which just sounds like Spanish porno.
Welcome to Latinx.
Yeah.
Thank you for thanks for watching Family Time on HBO Max. Now stay tuned for Latinx.
Yeah. Mexican dudes painting that on signs down south are just like, it means something different down here.
Bow, 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 bow.
That's Latinx is painted on the side of every building hosting a donkey show.
Holy shit. He went there.
Oh man, I think Rasmus was already on the same page.
Rasmus is already in the same back room with you.
Equus. That's horse, right?
You got the chiclets? I'm ready to go.
Have donkey, we'll travel.
Oh my god, Rex, I cannot pull that one up.
It's that Brodo show.
Yeah, weird. That one never came up.
That was so
funny.
funny.
Yeah. Is there like an Asian X?
I don't want to get canceled like
like
Kill Tony did.
Oh man.
Oh,
damn it. It's when a donkey is painted like a zebra.
Yeah. It's a really
that's a half truth, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a petting zoo.
It's a horse race.
It's a petting zoo.
It's a horse race for adults.
It's a petting zoo where the pets pet you.
You know that game where you shoot the water in the clown's mouth? It's kind of like that.
Oh, it's good to be back, guys.
It's a little bit like mini golf.
Oh my god. Yeah. Just show him BoJack Horseman.
I feel like Mitch is just asking for a link to join. Tell the story of that one.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna distract for a moment and show off a bunch of sketch cards I'm working on.
It's a sketch card of a donkey show.
The Ash, yeah.
I forgot about
We get surprised on the third one. We're like, oh!
Here's the Caleb. The claw for Hayner. With his claw that I realize I'm covering up on my fat hand. Another Hayner guy. Doom guy. Oh, Magnum MC.
I love that so much.
Mr. Crypt is Magnum PI.
That's great.
So basically, Hayner gets a bunch of sketch card commissions himself, and this just turns around and puts the money into your pocket for sketch cards.
Yeah, it's all one big pyramid scheme. Hop on the ladder. The log that looks really menacing. And he's whispering timber.
Timber. Or is it timber? Timber.
Yeah. Nice timber. Yo, bitch said I got a nice timbre. I remember taking vocal lessons in high school. The vocal coach said that to me, and I was like, girl, I don't know what that means. Let me crack open a dictionary. It's like,
she's 14. Like, I'm so glad you said shanary.
Yeah. Let me crack open my dick. Shanary.
Oh God, why did I do this?
Sorry, I'm out of breath from singing.
Look, if I do this, it goes back and forth like a metronome.
A little zombie for GJ. I think I might add some zombies in the background there. A little Cade for GJ. All bandaged up and gross. A little Void Walker for GJ, doing the mouth of madness. And that old Bloodrick I did for fun with big monster eyes and teeth behind him. After I read all of Bloodrick, because that book fucking rocks.
Man, you guys are all getting yours. I should be getting mine soon.
Yes, you should. Actually, I can show that off really quick too, because I got a bundle to give away on the channel. You can't really see, but it's part 1 and 2. I think it's almost like 60, maybe 70 pages of stuff. And there's actually like a little a print in between these, I believe. If it's like the first pack that I got, but I don't want to open it. I want to just ship it out to whoever wins it. So we'll be giving that away at some point on the channel.
Yeah, I don't know where that artist has been my whole life, but he's operating on like almost like a Dan Panosian level of illustration quality, like of understanding rendering and
Andrew
black
Cranky.
placement.
And then he's got that is it James Skokie or something? I don't know if I ever say his name right.
Oh, Stoko?
Yeah, something like that. I always fuck that dyslexia to the max with that name, man. I look at that name and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. It looks like stoked to me all the time.
Yeah, I say stucco.
Yeah, I always want to say Skokie for some reason, but I know someone with the last name Skokie, so I think that's why my brain gravitates to that. But him and like
well, and there's Jeff Stokely.
Yeah, no, I know. Jeff Stokely's like a child.
Which I know you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still in my head. Those names still mix over, even though I know them separately.
Jeff and Kevin are like really good friends and giggly boys. Just check out Stokely's stuff too, man. He makes great comics as well. If you like fantasy stuff, he's got, I think it's with Boom, but I might be wrong about that, but it's called The Spire.
The horse-headed guy, like
he did a while ago, but it's real great art and really.
He was rocking it at Boom, like when Boom was doing cool shit. Like, what was that 7 years ago? Something like that.
Yeah, I think they just don't pay very good, sustainably well. I guess
it's like $25 a page when I was inking for them, and I only ever took the gigs because it was like an editor I was friends with, and it was like 3 pages. So I was like, all right, I can make this happen for them, but their page rate's ridiculous.
And then I grabbed this guy off of Amazon, which I don't know if we're actually going to do a book club. I kind of been joking about it, but this is a hardcover from Adam Caesar. I remember when I first saw this dude on Twitter and started looking into some of his stuff, I was really drunk and I kept saying his name, Adam Cesare, and being really stupid. And for some reason, that stupid joke just to like myself and my girlfriend made me remember this dude's stuff. And then he released this book, I think almost like a year ago now, like in the middle of quarantine. This one is with HarperCollins. It's like their teen branch. And it's his first like big like release technically. I think everything else has sort of been like indie self-published stuff, which is what I really liked about him when I found his stuff. It was like, oh, cool, he's an indie dude in novels. Sort of seems to be doing the same sort of shit we do, just in novels instead of comic books, and I like that. He's just sort of carving his own path, doing his own thing. And this is a slasher book that I think is pretty self-explanatory. It's called Clown in a Cornfield. Amazon Amazon just completely slashed the price on the hardcover. So the hardcover is only like $10 on Amazon.
And I mean, no thanks in a good way. Like that cover, the name of the book, that's creepy as fuck. Like,
yeah, the cover is awesome. The whole idea, you can tell Adam is like diehard horror fan, even if you're not into his stuff. Or not familiar with his stuff, I should say. Like the synopsis alone, basically the clown is like the town's mascot, and it comes from this old Caro syrup factory in this small town that they moved to. In the Midwest.
I grew up on Caro syrup.
Yeah, they're originally from I think like Pittsburgh area, and they moved to the Midwest. and the town that they moved to is this very small, like cornfield Midwest town that's known for the old shut down Caro syrup factory and this mascot Friendo the clown. And I've read, I think I've done the first 3 or 4 chapters already. I was just trying to get into it to get a good description of Friendo. I don't know where that comes in the book yet, but in all the promo and stuff, they just describe him as like a creepy clown in a pork pie hat. So I'm seeing if there's any more description than that as I get into the book. I haven't gotten to all the gruesome murder and stuff like that, but from what I heard, once you get through like the first act or so of the book, it just goes into like a breakneck pace of like murder every 10 pages or so after that. And the last half of the book is like an absolute crazy bloodbath. Harper marketed it and listed it as a YA novel, but it is like very quickly not a YA novel. It's YA in the sense that the main characters are like teenagers, but past that it's like swearing constantly. I think they sort of, it's a smart marketing because it's like a pulp book. It just happens to be like twice the size of a normal like pulp novella.
It's a pumped pulp book.
Yeah, it's
like pulp.
A chunky boy, but
no pulp for Jeff. Not in his juice or his books.
Yeah, I'm giving it a first read right now just to get some information on Friendo, and then I'm gonna do a sketch either on the inside cover or just the front cover. Once I figure all that out, and then I will send that out to some person. We'll do a giveaway on the channel for that as well. And then maybe some sort of book club read along with that shit if you guys want to grab. I think the digital copy is only like $1 or like 50 cents on Amazon now if you like reading your books digitally.
Damn,
Spritzer reading.
Go ahead.
Spritzer reading Bukowski would probably be good. I haven't read much of his stuff, and
it would go a little something like this. It began as a mistake. It was Christmas season, and I learned from the drunk up on the hill who did the very trick every Christmas.
I was going to say...
I'm actually reading an excerpt from Post Office.
Yeah. I was
waiting for you to read that comment.
One of my buddies from the tattoo shop I worked at is a big Bukowski fan and just thought his writing was like so hilarious. He's like, this dude is like the best comedy writer ever. Yeah, it's like nobody got that this guy was just like a comedian with no stage. And I was like, all right, man. And he tried to get me really into his stuff. But I just, like I've told you guys like off air, I literally have like no room for anything, which is why this new place is such a blessing. Like I'm at max capacity on books and things.
Yeah, he's been pocketing a lot of books lately.
Yeah, dude, my ass is full. A whole sleeve of Oreos. Just
Speaking of horror stories.
Digital.
I did watch 2 horror movies recently. That I watched Trench 11 and Frankenstein's Army.
Oh God, you guys don't want my like lispy drunk ass reading books to you. I'd get all in my head about that.
Chapter 2.
It was the best of times. Shut up, cat.
Yeah. Oh fuck, the cats are fucking up the door
again. The night was
just me coughing for like 2 minutes. Shit, sorry.
Kayla, shut up. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Why did I invite you into here?
You fucking dumb broad.
You goblin.
She's gonna brick me the next time I see her. Frankenstein's Army, love those monster designs.
The monster designs are great, but the movie sucked. I was so disappointed.
What is it?
Of Jane Doe.
It's a horror movie that so Rob was talking about it on Geronimo. The new Resident Evil game is getting in trouble because they literally just stole designs from the movie. The guy that made the movie had these really distinct, crazy designs. It's a World War II movie about these Russians who find basically Frankenstein's lab where he's working for the Nazis, building these crazy monsters. and they're kind of like Japanese Power Ranger monsters, but Nazi monsters. You know, like they're all these crazy designs, and there's like a million of them.
All right.
And so all the stuff looks great, but the movie itself is just boring and like goofy, and it's like shot in found footage style, and I don't know, it's just not worthwhile at all. So I turned it off like halfway through. I was just bored to tears with it.
This is like a bunch of cool creatures. That's
Yeah.
my whole thing with writing this screenplay right now. Is I'm like, how do I make things sound cool and oh yeah, I have seen this movie. I remember it being dog shit and just everything looking cool. This is that like even when you make everything look cool, there's still like a baseline you need to hit or things are still just absolute ass.
And like I watched Trench 11, which is a World War I movie about this team of Americans, Canadians, and British guys who
I just blur all those movies together.
They investigate this this German trench that they were doing some kind of weird experiments in, and
the 11th one.
Yeah, pretty much. It's weird because it's like they're basically doing Nazis, but they don't want to make it another World War II zombie Nazi movie, so that it's World War One instead. It doesn't really work the same way. It's an interesting plot. The movie doesn't really deliver, but it has some good atmosphere and stuff and some interesting moments.
I feel like World War One would be like really easy to do a zombie movie.
Yeah, the zombies are kind of lame in it.
They're all just stuck in the mud.
Or you know, like
a really cool
I just mean like all the visual shit you could do, like the idea of like, you know, mustard gas bombardment coming in and just like a sea of zombies cresting. You know, you think a bunch of fucking dudes with guns are about to crest that fucking hill and come charging at you from their trench, and it's just a bunch of fucking dead dudes come shambling out through the mustard gas. Well, it'd be cool too, because
the mustard gas would still be affecting the zombie skin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like,
they're all bubbling
so you could still, that'd be awesome.
And you get all the crazy weapons from World War One. You know, all the handmade knives.
That's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of like tenseness and suspense just built into like the shoddiness of like warfare at that point in time.
And the movie even has this one point where these like shock troopers come in and they're in full body armor and they have heavy machine guns that they're carrying around, kind of like the Wolf Brigade, you know, Ginro, that anime movie. They look like that. Yeah. But I was like, oh, this could be sweet. And I watched the movie, and that's literally for like one scene in the movie for 1 second, and then you never see those guys again. And it's like like the coolest shit. And it's for one scene.
I'm sorry, Jeff.
A maze of trenches. So yeah, two disappointing movies. They have Aryan Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, Razmaz is right. Yeah, mazes and trenches, like Spencer was saying, like that'd be great for getting chased around.
Remember in Demon Knight, they have that scene where they're in the trenches and the demon comes out after them. He's like a demon German guy.
That was also it wasn't
Punch.
Wasn't World War One, but Overlord that just came out like a year or two ago now.
Yeah, it was like 3 years now.
Yeah.
Was it really that long? Well, it suffered from that pitched as a big concept, and then it's basically a bottle episode. The whole thing basically takes place in like a room. Other than like the last act.
Which is a superhero fight.
Yeah, I watched some of that on YouTube, and I thought it was a made-for-TV movie. I didn't know it was the actual movie. I thought it was like a TV series based on the movie or something. Not that it looked that bad, but it didn't look like the movie I thought it was going to be.
It looked exactly like the video game that it was ripping off, which is Call of Duty Nazi Zombies.
But there's barely any Nazi zombies in it.
Yeah.
Metal Movies and Brewski says, I want to check out The Keep. It's on Netflix by Michael Mann, but I canceled my Netflix. It's okay. I saw that years ago. It's okay.
Fuck you, Jeff. The Keep rocks. The Keep is part of the inspiration for the Silver Slayer, man. You watch your goddamn mouth.
It's okay.
Oh my god.
It's okay. It's kind of boring.
Now I'm with both of you. I was going to be with Spencer, but than Jeff brought up. It is kind of boring.
The Keep has never even gotten its definitive cut. Michael Mann hates the fucking cut of the movie that we've all seen. I guarantee
the Mann cut.
Yeah, release the Mann cut of that, because that shit probably fucking rocks if that dude hates that. I'm a huge Michael Mann fan. Fucking
only Spencer's allowed to be a Michael Mann fan.
No, like I would tattoo heat on my back. Just the words heat. That's
right
how
above
much
your butthole.
Yeah. Well, that's the heat is on. But yeah, man.
One nipple says on, one nipple says off, and then the heat above your butt.
The Keep fucking rocks. It's got that Tangerine Dream soundtrack. Like the soundtrack alone is fucking bonkers.
Just the cinematography and the simple stuff they did with lighting tricks and film exposure and stuff. Just like
I want to like it. I just thought it was boring.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's fair. That's a fair that's a fair assessment.
It's just like for me, like Blade Runner. Like everything on paper, I love about Blade Runner, but then the movie itself, I just think is kind of boring.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Collateral's great.
I was like, Collateral is not a boring movie. I will fucking judo chop you in the throat.
Michael Mann has done. I even like his.
Yeah, I just thought you were.
Is pretty good.
I thought you were about to say Collateral was boring. I was about to kill you.
Why are you gonna kill me? I love Michael Mann.
He's just looking to kill somebody. He's just waiting. He's like, "Did you say something I could kill you for?" No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What'd you say, Jeff?
We need to get Kayla in here so I don't get abused anymore.
Yeah,
Michael Mann.
That's what she's here for.
Yeah, she's your bullet sponge. I'm on edge lately, guys.
I don't know.
Your bullet sponge. Yeah, I'm on the sponge for Spencer. Wait, that's not right.
That's what Higgins.
What did I call her last week before we went live? My sin eater.
Last One Higgins is one of the most brilliant movies I think of the 90s.
Okay.
Great.
What is this? Hot takes from Jeff? Come on.
No, I'm talking the metal movie. He's talking about the score.
Oh, okay.
It's an amazing movie.
I'm getting carried away with Michael Mann, but this dude's saying Last of the Mohegans is like transcendent.
Yeah, the 90s. One of the better movies of the 90s.
Of the nine, yeah, okay.
I'll stand by that.
Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant. What's up, dude?
What's up, Pops? I feel like that's having a celebrity in the chat.
I'm uninitiated. We don't even have celebrities in the stream.
Side hip, quick draw, cowboy shooting at one scene in there. It's quick as fuck, but yeah, it is. And he does it right too, because he puts his head above his arm, which is how you're supposed to do hip shooting.
My head's always above my arm.
You're supposed to lean your head just over your arm when you're doing a hip shot.
Oh.
And Michael Mann, isn't his brother, I think, a Navy SEAL or something like that? He does all the shooting advice for the movies.
I never heard that.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about Michael Mann films is that the shooting always is legit, and like whenever there's gunfire, it always overtakes everything else. So like in Heat, you just get the echo of the guns shooting in the streets. It's not like that like low pop in a lot of movies. It's like this overwhelming sound. I love that.
Yeah, it's pure chaos, and it's amazing.
Heat was one of those movies, like, I don't know how old I was when it came out. I was pretty young, but I remember just sitting there in the theater and like realizing I was learning while I was being entertained. I was like, whoa, look what he did with that. That was so cool. Shut up, watch the movie. Okay, yeah. I was like, it was everything about it. Like what's that?
Manhunter, another great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Michael Mann's really good at doing, like, in the 80s, he had this very stylistic kind of take on everything.
Man. Thief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And then he started doing these more like grounded, realistic films. But everything he did, no matter what style he was going with, was always like top notch. Like, some guys kind of struggle when they try a different approach to things. Everything he does is always top notch.
I think the only thing I've ever seen that I thought sucked was that Black Hat movie he did with Hemsworth.
I thought that was okay. It wasn't anything special, but I thought it was pretty good. And I thought it was funny though that like you get, of course, super buff Chris Hemsworth is a hacker, It's just him doing this stupidest stuff as a hacker.
Yeah, and the whole time I thought he was wearing a hairpiece. It had me all fucked up the whole
Maybe
movie.
is.
Is like I don't know what is going
Maybe it's
on
all a
here.
lie.
But
No one is worthy of holding my mouse.
He's bald as shit in real life.
What?
yeah, he's an
Maybe he's
Aaron
bald as
Eckhart.
shit.
That'd be hilarious.
That's not a hairpiece. This is a hairpiece.
It'd be funny if he'd been wearing the Thor helmet the whole time.
I wish he was.
And then
At least I get to
took
see
that
it
off.
somewhat in a movie.
It'd be kind of creepy. He just like everywhere on different sets is always dressed as Thor.
Well, hey, they gave us Thor's bathrobe. Why not give us his fucking awesome helmet at one point?
You get it for 2 seconds.
2 seconds, we get a whole movie of him in a bathrobe, dressed like Arthur Dent from Hitchhiker's Guide.
With his fucking belly hanging out.
Yeah. And the worst Hulk ever. Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
Rage about that. I don't even really care.
It's like, what did we unleash? It's like I didn't even know you saw these movies.
No joke though, I really was thinking about that the other day because somebody posted the thing of all these different artists who had drawn the Hulk and like who was your favorite, you know? So it's like Buscema and Keown and all these guys, and it got me thinking about that movie. I was like, fuck, that fucking sucked. Take the Hulk and make him into this lame sweater wearer.
Yeah. Whose favorite version is that?
I was like, what are you guys talking about?
You know what's interesting? If the
Talking
Hulk
about gay
doesn't
dad
have to
Hulk.
worry about his rage anymore, that's a really compelling story. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So a central tenet of the character. Let's get rid of that.
That's my problem. I'm always nerdy.
Jeff's had a lot on his chest this week.
It's been a while since we streamed.
Yeah.
Bring back
nice.
Norton. Fuck Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, see, I don't hate his performance as much as I just dislike how they write the character.
No, I'm just being hyperbolic.
No, it's cool. He's kind of a dickhead. So
I also think it's
in real life,
hilarious
yeah. In real life, fuck
spoiled
Mark
the movies.
Ruffalo.
yeah, I mean he's better than all of us. So
Hairier.
We shouldn't talk about him.
Didn't his brother get like violently murdered?
No idea.
I didn't hurt him that bad. No, I don't know anything about that. Now I want to look that up.
I do not know anything about that.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo's had a rough go of it. Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, hey.
Most people fall out of their window and die from one story up. That's how it happens.
From a stabbing.
Gotta go.
Oh yeah, it's the unsolved death of Scott Ruffalo. Get on it, Detective Spencer. Diddly-doo.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's not captivating.
I don't know why. I'm such a fat guy. It's the McDonald's theme is my detective.
We think you're at the desk. It starts and it pulls back and you're just at McDonald's answering your phone.
Yeah, no, I'm just eating a McDouble.
But Detective Spencer stories would be that.
I'm not
It'd be like
this case.
the mystery of my missing sweet and sour sauce.
Yeah.
Wait, murder? I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, yelling at the kid at McDonald's.
What's making the clicking noise on the roof? I run outside, there's no bird. I run inside, there's a clicking noise. I run outside, there's nothing there.
My 20-piece chicken McNuggets only came with 19. Where could it be?
Stolen or an accident? Let's assume stolen.
Just beating the shit out of the McDonald's employees. Where's the nugget? It's a McNugget, sir.
Familiar with my local McDonald's, I see.
Wait, it's a McRuffalo. Bum, bum, bum.
McRuffalo sauce.
Well, it's very bland.
Tastes like unsolved murder.
It's kind of smarmy.
Whoa,
yeah,
dude.
I feel like this sauce thinks it's better than me.
Keeps talking about loving and hugging your children all the time. It's weird.
You guys ever see that really gay movie he did? The Lonely Heart?
Every movie he did?
I was like, yeah, we're just talking about Avengers. All the guys in tights.
It was about how AIDS wiped everybody out. It was real sad. It came on
geez.
Was that how they died with the snap? They all got AIDS?
Yeah.
They didn't just disappear. They
That's
all
what
went
Marvel
through that.
Didn't tell you.
Thanos is like, you all got butt raped and got AIDS.
Yeah, what did you guys think the snap was an allegory for? Come on.
It was, oh snap, I got AIDS.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Well, that's what they call it in the Marvel universe, is snaps. Oh, you got snaps? Damn. You contracted snaps.
Yeah, AIDS was already trademarked by DC.
Only we're allowed to exploit that for money.
The Siegel family is still suing over it.
It started killing everybody in the 80s, and we were like, we can make money on this.
Bob Kane takes credit for it. I invented that.
Yeah, I got the trademark, you son of a bitch.
Poor
Come
Bill
try
Finger.
me in court.
Poor Bill Finger invented the snap. It was his namesake. Come on, guys. That was a great one.
That was a great one.
I won't give it to you. For all the ones you never gave me, this is a spite.
Come on, give me some snaps. Give me some snaps.
All my beatniks in the crowd.
Come on, people who are anxiety provoked by clapping. Give me some snaps.
Yeah. Trigger warning.
Point of privilege?
Yeah, in my hood,
Snaps trigger me too.
Trigger warning means I'm about to shoot somebody.
Wait, is New Jack here? He's not dead.
I know, I'd be horrible at one of those meetings, those point of order meetings where they're calling stuff out like that, because I'd just be sitting there and like whatever somebody called out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call it the opposite of that now. I'm like, lack of clapping triggers me. Please clap now.
Point of privilege. Standing up and pointing out your point of privilege really gets my anxiety going.
The room's just like, oh shit, what do we do?
Point of privilege gasping really provokes my anxiety.
Point of privilege, I was told there'd be a free pasta dinner.
But it'd be gluten-free pasta!
Point of privilege, appropriating Italian culture.
Just like lighting up from the floor up. They're just like, I can't take it!
Privilege overload! Their heads just exploding all over the room.
Privilege overload. We are too worthy.
That's kind of the attitude.
Yeah,
I just realized I typed Hail Silvar like 10 minutes ago and never hit send. Sorry, go on.
If that's not the white way, I don't know what is. Sorry, that was my speech impediment. I meant right way.
Isn't it the same?
Oh, Jesus. And we're gone. Yeah, we're gone from YouTube forever.
I started playing BioShock this week.
I almost did the McDonald's song again. I'm so fat.
He's loving it.
Yeah, too much.
Are you loving BioShock?
It's okay. You know, I never played it before. I've always wanted to play it, but you know, it's weird going back and playing a game from a previous generation that's like whatever it is, 10 plus years old.
The whole thing is worth it for like the last 2 hours of the game.
I like it. But it's just like, you know, the controls are like kind of antiquated now. It's like I'm used to like having those full 3D and like you know, being able to zoom and aim better and stuff. So
yeah, and kiss everything you want to kiss.
Everything.
Games these days. Super
Come here,
kissable.
Big Daddy.
Yeah. The remake where they let you drown all those children. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now you can drown little girls because they talk too much. Ryan's just like has no clue what we're talking about.
I'm deep sea diving. That's why I was like, so Jeff, what about a video game?
So
and I muted myself.
Oh, so you get ready for BioShock 2.
Yeah, so Ryan knows exactly what we're talking about. Deep sea diving.
But the aesthetics is cool and stuff. What's funny is that I was actually listening to the audiobook of Anthem before I got ready to play it. So I was like in this Ayn Rand mood.
That's a weird mood.
Yeah, I was like, all right, it's a weird day.
Fucking nerd.
Kind of everyone for them. Because wait, is Bioshock? Are you teaming up, or are you on your own?
Yeah, with Ayn Rand. Greed is good. No, it's like you don't know anything about it, I guess, right?
Not the game, Ayn Rand,
Yeah.
But
So the game is not really inspired by Ayn Rand, but kind of inspired by like Atlas Shrugged and the characters she created, and like that kind of Art Deco world. So it's a city underwater out in the ocean, and you get in an airplane accident in the ocean and find this tower and go down into the depths, and there's basically like these weird monster guys in these deep diving suits and mutants and stuff, all on the Art Deco kind of world. It's cool.
Everybody's been fucking.
And you get some powers. You get
Yeah,
these like injectables that give you different powers.
Basically this underwater city where all the inhabitants have gone like fucking nuts. And you crash and you go down there and you find out that there's more going on than you thought. The first
I feel like
one's
someday
good.
I'm going to get into video games and my life will get interesting.
No, you're just going to have like really cool days off where you're like, holy shit, I was missing out on all of this. But that's why like backwards compatibility is cool and shit now, is you can go back and play all these campaigns you missed out on over the years and like literally get them recommended to you like movies. And a lot of times like nowadays there's a lot of consoles where you can just get like a huge back catalog of games and stuff all together in like a subscription, sort of like Netflix. So you don't need to buy all this different shit. You can sort of just like play it all at your leisure.
Did you just fart? What was that?
I don't know what that was.
That was a goblin, I think.
Someone shuffled a deck of cards or something.
Gore Verbinski was at one point attached to direct a adaptation of Bioshock. That would have been awesome.
No, that wouldn't have.
Why not?
You telling me that dude's playing Bioshock?
He might be.
I genuinely think like video game movies will very rarely be like a hit. I still can't think of one that like comes to mind that's like, yeah, this came out good.
Pixels, it's all the video
has a
games.
pretty good track record.
What is that?
I think Gore Verbinski has a pretty good track record.
Of video game movies?
No, just of movies.
I don't know why nothing is coming to mind. Yeah, nothing of his is coming to mind right now.
He did the Ring adaptation from way back in the day.
What the fuck, dude?
He did the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Jeff, your level for competence
Cure for
is
Wellness.
insane sometimes.
He's a very inventive director. I like him.
Cure for Wellness? That's a movie you saw?
Yeah, you didn't see that movie?
Yeah, it was Dane DeHaan,
That's basically him doing like a run through for Bioshock. It's very much in that same vein.
That just felt like him ripping off Shutter Island from what I remember.
Better than Shutter Island, because Shutter Island was a stupid thing of like this dumb experiment that nobody would ever do. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of strong.
Shutter Island's a stupid movie with a stupid idea of stupid peoples.
Again, fucking Mark Ruffalo. Fuck him.
Is he in that? It was
he's
so forgettable.
He's the psychologist guy, or whatever.
Yeah, man, I was
That's
gonna
like
say,
his friend.
Coming back around to Mark Ruffalo being the most forgettable dude in the room. I did not remember him being in that movie.
The whole movie is like, we're gonna shut down this entire island so that one guy who's a crazy person here at the insane asylum can try and figure out his issues.
It's just a prequel to Inception.
This one guy will stop fucking. We keep catching him fucking everybody on the island. Fluffer Island.
So I'm trying to catch up on the chat too. Mitch is being really funny, but I don't know everything he's talking about. I'm trying to figure it out. He's being hilarious though. He's having trouble saying his R's tonight.
Nutter Island works for that if he's
Mitch
going
has a new
Island,
thing with nails.
fucking
I don't know
everybody.
I never heard nails being used as the word, so you gotta explain that to me, Mitch.
Well, guess what, bitch? You heard it now.
Who hurt you
What
today,
nails?
Spencer?
I think who hurt you today? I think from context you can tell what it means. Jeff's old ass over here.
But I've never heard this used. I'm asking. Jeez.
You've heard Mitch say it 1,000,000 times.
I have not. I've literally only seen it today.
You
First
nails?
fraud.
Nails. See, Ryan doesn't know.
I mean, I'm the oldest though, and probably the highest.
You
So-
dusty broads.
And not the highest up the mountain, just the highest.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't say it.
I
I'm just
will
saying
fight
never
you
heard
on
this
that.
Says nails is nails. Awesome, the best.
I like the definition. It's just using the word again. Nails
Yeah.
is nails, dude.
Yeah. Which, you know what? I kind of would have got it at that point. Like, if he didn't say awesome, I probably would have been like, oh, so it probably means like cool. Like, that's nails. You know, like death curses nails, bro.
But
Yeah,
is it
totally.
like nails, like hardware nails, or like, oh, I'm gonna go to the beautician and get my nails did?
Yeah, like acrylic nails you put on your penis.
Does Mitch have acrylic nails?
Oh, geez. Jeff.
That would be the
Spencer
funny-
and Ryan do not endorse the comments of one Jeff.
He shows up to be the stunt man. And he's got these beautiful
Yeah.
nails.
That would be funny as fuck, though. Just like 3-inch acrylics, say something about it. Just like
Give me the
intimidate-
manliest ones you got.
Yeah, intimidate the fuck out of you.
Can you
Go
open this
ahead.
beer for me? Because I can't break my nails anymore.
Yeah. Say something about my acrylic nails, you bitch.
He just scratches you with them. That really hurt.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yes. That's good.
Mitch says, no, iron nails.
Yeah, right through your pee hole.
On his fingers.
I know. I was like, wow, that's even manlier. It's like, pour the hot iron on now.
It's just like a 1940s steel worker doing it for him.
Yeah.
All right, champ. Here you go, buddy.
It's like when they pour the hot metal over the guy's head in Game of Thrones, but they're just doing it on his fingertips. He's like, yeah, that looks good.
Yep, that's to the bone.
Yeah. Locked on.
Definitely not going anywhere. I gotta go to the hospital.
Yeah.
For a different thing, not because of my nails. This is a totally great idea, I promise.
Yep, gonna go hit on some nurses. Oh!
Comes back without fingernails. His whole finger's just chopped off. It was just unrelated accident. I got diabetes or something.
Diabetes or something.
You got diabetes on the way back from lunch?
I eat a lot of candy bars.
Diatretes. No, that just sounds like a real Greek name.
What if they were an American Ninja too?
This my motherfucker Diatretes.
Is that your Greek accent?
Yeah.
Hercules! Hercules!
They were 300 to 1 until diabetes
there's-
died.
I'm sure there's jive black Greek men, Ryan. Okay. Let's not be so close-minded. All right. It's not what this channel is
Honky
about
ass
here.
Athenians.
Yeah. You honk ass, trick ass Athenian motherfucking child motherfuckers making clay pots.
Athenians walk like this. Spartans kick their enemies down like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be blacklisted forever. Oh god, Tom Hanks is Greek now.
Oh, is that where the boy loving comes in?
Diatretes Hanks.
He took off his do-rag because it made him hot.
Yeah, here's my son. Diatretes. I wish I could do a good Tom Hanks. Damn thespians. Diatretes Hanks. What's his real kid's name? The crazy one?
Chet.
Chet, that's it. I always forget it. We get tweet at Chet and tell him to legally change his name to Diatretes.
He drinks Colt IVV.
The podcast really should have just been called "How Did We Get Here?" Because by tomorrow I won't even remember Diatretes or what was said here.
Let the days go by.
But I'll never forget Jeff singing.
Yes.
How did
Kneel by me. Oh my god. Yeah. Like getting domed off by your best friend near River Phoenix's corpse.
Oh, is that how this starts in that movie too?
Yeah, right? Army of the Dead.
Every zombie movie has at least a scene where it gets started by somebody getting roadhead.
I just couldn't believe Netflix was promoting that all over the place today. Like, we dropped the first 15 minutes of Army of the Dead online, and you can check it out here on YouTube. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. One, I'll say a good thing to start. It has a very comic book feel to it. It's very violent and over the top immediately. It seems it's going to be a big orgy of CGI, and literally moment one, like first line of the movie and everything is just absolute shit writing and acting, and it does not get any better. And then by the end of the first 15 minutes, the credits roll, and it basically is like a checklist of what he did with the original Dawn of the Dead, just in a new setting.
A bigger mall.
Yeah, the mall is Vegas now, exactly.
What if it was in Mall of America?
Yeah, and what if instead of trying to like barricade the mall, they're trying to break into it? It's just like the idea flipped on its head, but it's like same, instead of like the credit scene being the Capitol being stormed and the outbreak perpetuating, the credit scene in this one is Vegas being stormed and the fucking outbreak being perpetuated, including like it felt like they had like a writer's room of like Zack Snyder and a bunch of his friends just like sending dumb ideas to each other to pitch for that opening scene. There's a point in time where the military fucking flies overhead and drops paratroopers into Vegas, and they're just parachuting in and being torn apart by swarms of zombies because they're just parachuting into ground level. Like it's like supposed to be like silently showing like, oh, look how incompetent the military is and how badly the government is handling it, and like a lot happening all at once. And it was just like it feels like an early 2000s movie, and it was only the first 15 minutes of the movie, and the 15 minutes ends at the end of the credit roll. And I was like, that's one of the longest credit rolls I can think of in a movie ever, is that the credits are just finishing at the 15-minute mark. I was like, that's
some
normally
girthy
almost,
credit space.
Yeah, that's like almost the end of the first act in some movies. Like,
well, I only have two hopes for
4.5 hour cut of Justice League. Who are you expecting?
Oh my God. Yeah, he doesn't know how to make a normal movie anymore. He's like,
Yeah.
wait, where's the ending go?
I'm doing a 5-hour Snoopy film.
And I'm going to release it with 3 different filters over it.
Yeah. It's going to be a black and white version?
In 8-2.
So my hopes for the Army, what is it, Army of the Dead?
It's only going to be released in Nickelodeons.
I keep forgetting the name too, but yeah, Army of the Dead.
So I got 2 hopes for it, and they both revolve around Tig Notaro. And one is that Tig's face is just face swapped onto Chris D'Elia's body. And they just do it like that, because I think that'd be hilarious. My second favorite thing that can come of this would be she's not in frame with anyone else. Like, all of her stuff will be like the final scene of Justice League, where they were obviously not all in the same room together, or didn't feel like it anyways.
That one, for your sake, it actually happened. They CGI'd her into scenes and digitally removed what's his face, Dalia.
Yeah.
No, but I want her face on his body.
I know, but I don't know about your second scenario.
Oh, I see.
They did.
Okay. So
yeah,
that's all I
be-
want from this movie.
That'd be hilarious.
Anything else is good.
She's still delivering all his lines in his voice.
Yeah.
It's just his voice over top of her picture.
They mapped her head onto her.
They didn't let her record any lines.
Tig Dalia. Chris Notaro. Fuck, who is this actor? Yeah.
It's just his lines are all like, "Hey, how old are you? Hey, how old are you?"
Yeah.
Have you seen my podcast? Boom, boom, boom.
Sorry, I was busy looking up consent laws in different states. Whoa, Tig. Like, calm down. Like, it looks really corny from what I saw. That opening scene I tweeted out earlier today because it didn't even feel real. I was telling Beth it felt like something I wrote with like my buddies over or like talking to you guys while I was hammered drunk and just like all my worst ideas are like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, and just like everybody co-signing on my dumb shit and me like green lighting that because Road Dome car accident wasn't even on the list of things I could have thought would have started this. I thought this time around he was going with, we're not going to see the accident, but it really is like a paint by numbers. He's just ripping off what he did with Dawn of the Dead. And James Gunn's just not involved this time around. It's also sparked this whole, like, people are realizing the James Gunn script was turbo homophobic on the reboot one, which I thought was really funny. They're like,
my favorite line in the whole movie. Though.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people remember or forgot that all the like mall security guards make fun of the wafy young security guard dude who like falls in love with the redheaded chick, and then they're all tormented by the old gay pastor dude.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
But the movie has
it's been so long.
Like recurring themes of homophobia.
Like telling them his coming out story and stuff, like, and trying on shoes. Remember that?
Yeah, but it's that's the whole thing. Is it's none of it's done in like a malicious way. It's just it is homophobic technically, but I'm like bunch of people right now are like shitting a brick about it, and I love that movie. Like, I think that's probably one of Snyder's best ones because it's just him like having fun, and I was hoping that would be the case for this one, but it doesn't seem like he's so like in his own head now about like filling quotas and checking boxes that he doesn't do anything like really risky anymore.
Yeah,
it's just
fill
like
that quota.
Yeah, it's like cool moments and like making sure he does all these things. Like, dude, even the advertising for the movie looks like a fucking like it's like a weird like video game thing. Like, here's the roster. Look at all the exciting characters we have, and it was like the movie's like what, like an hour and a half long. Like that, there's maybe like 5 minutes of screen time for everybody in the fucking movie, and they're gonna get ripped apart.
Well, it looks like Suicide Squad in those trailers.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's the same kind of marketing too, that like everything's really flashy and we're distracting from the fact that there's really nothing going on in this movie. Like, I bet you all that, like, it would kind of be cool to see some more color and stuff like that, like a more over the top sort of like neon soaked zombie movie. And the movie doesn't look like that.
Well, yeah, the cinematography I was really shocked by. It wasn't that complex. Like, like I actually like his cinematography in movies. And
it looks like it looks like a sci-fi channel style.
And this movie, it really loses a lot of that depth and the shadow work he likes to play with, and
it looks like a mid-2000s
stale.
It's 2.5 hours,
starring Noah whatever.
Okay, so there might be some more room in it. I didn't remember it being that long when they announced, because like I remember back when it was initially supposed to come out.
Just coming for you. He said, "You're corny."
Yeah, you're corny. Oh
Scratch
man,
with those nails.
I don't know about that. Already looking for. There's a prequel coming. Are you kidding me? Oh, god damn it! Dude.
Are we gonna hear about this movie for like next year, where it's like, and also there was a cutscene that was supposed to introduce the Green Lantern into the Army of the Dead universe?
Yeah, wait a second. What the fuck is the prequel about? If the movie literally starts, is this just fucking the military making the zombie serum? Because the movie literally starts with them transporting the fucking super zombie.
It's about the zombie tiger before he becomes a zombie tiger.
That was the other thing too, is it's just like everything is like a ripoff of a shitty like Call of Duty plotline. It's like this guy was getting a blowjob and crashed into an animated series and a prequel.
Army of Thieves.
Dude, Netflix will just throw money at anything now.
Yeah, we're getting a Kevin Smith He-Man show.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
How does those words even go together? Kevin Smith, He-Man, like.
Well, any classic property that people love, Kevin Smith has to pretend like he's a huge fan of and has always loved, and he's the biggest fan of ever.
He is a huge fan, dude. You don't shed tears like that when you're not a huge fan. Mitch is in here dropping fucking links and stuff.
When He-Man had the power of Grayskull, I lost it. Oh, Mitch coming with the sources.
Yeah, right? What the fuck? When does that come out? Wasn't Netflix also doing that Cyberpunk TV series or something? I think they were involved in that. There was going to be
but it was
animated series.
It was a cyberpunk sitcom.
So I like that Mitch has a works cited page.
Yeah, goddamn. Here's my bibliography, motherfucker.
Everybody does now, Rex, including him.
The name's Diotrides Hanks. Don't forget it, motherfucker.
Is Rex quoting Kevin Smith's wife?
Yeah.
Hey.
Ha ha. The kid is Jay's.
Hayner says it's about a dude that looks suspiciously like Chris D'Elia turning into Tig Notaro.
Her first words were snoogans.
Her teeth came in and then fell out.
I don't know what's going on with E Soto in the chat right now. Seems to be having a stroke. You hate the yourself.
I do hate the yourself.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
The two of you, Jeff, the two of you are whore. Yes.
Kevin Smith trashed me on Twitter. His wife has Dumbo ears. Says Peter Engstrom.
Her head looks like it was reconstructed from butt skin.
I love that second sentence. Kevin Smith trashed me on Twitter. His wife has Dumbo ears.
Oh, so Army of the Dead does like a big time jump, I guess. Several years into the war, the prequel is in the beginning. Some dumbass on Twitter had a meltdown over me making fun of Kevin Smith crying. I just photoshopped him into that. What was it? That Schrader film, Hardcore, where the guy sees his daughter in hardcore porn at the end of the movie and like freaks the fuck out.
Oh, God.
I just photoshopped Kevin Smith over his shoulder watching the porno and crying. I was like, whoa, I don't remember him in this. like 3 people got it. I was like, God damn it.
Snooch to the nooch no more.
What's up, Peter? I couldn't see. I wasn't in live chat. I hate how you have to switch to live chat now on YouTube, or you don't see all the comments.
Yeah.
So you're like reading the thing that Peter said, and I'm like, where is this?
Yeah, I hate that live chat just isn't the stock setting for YouTube.
That's you're like, oh yeah, I don't want to see everybody's comments.
Hello, Peter. It is going fine. A fine Friday evening. Yes. We've gotten such treats as Diotrides Hanks tonight.
There were some other little gems in there, but I cannot
that's all
remember
I
them
can
right now.
remember right now. It's always like a flashbang, man. There's one golden nugget that just blinds me from everything else. And then the podcast episodes, I go back and listen to those, and I'm like, holy shit, man! Like, there's points in time where we start riffing, and it's like a religious experience. I come out of the other side, I'm like, were we getting bit by snakes? Like, what happened?
And the whole time I listen when I'm like checking for the edits and stuff, I'm just going, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ.
I haven't really been editing much. There's like a feature that what is it, After Effects or Premiere has, that just like cuts dead air, but you like set thresholds on it, and it only ever cuts out like maybe like a minute of time from it to where it's like unnoticeable, because I like tried it early on and it was cutting out like so much that it made it like unbearable. There was just like no time in between words. We were just always yeah, we were like always saying things to a point where I can't even like articulate or demonstrate how it's done. Like,
that would be a fun edit to just have a couple minutes of that.
Yeah, just never ending stream of consciousness, but it sounds like all of us are running from one brain, because there's not even a space between like me breaking for you to speak. Like, it's just like constant talk. Anywhere there isn't talking is cut out, and then everything else is just words.
Put that into a behind the scenes, like how Death Curse puts their ideas together and just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I imagine that's the madness of hell, is just like millions of conversations going on like that with no breathing room in between them.
Oh my God.
It just goes on forever, and you're all ears.
And somewhere down there is New Jack.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Is that how you feel about them, Jeff? Wrestlers. Wrestlers, I mean. Wrestlers.
Yeah.
Hey. Hard R there on the. It's wrestlers.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's us. Honkies.
Once again, hashtag cancel Ryan Winn.
Yeah. Honkies.
Who's that?
Forever my favorite.
It's just Gino hanging out here.
Gino. Oh my God.
Do you know Ryan Winn? Gee, no, I don't.
I'm sober tonight, and I thought I was like, who is E Soto talking about when he was like, what's Gino about? I was like, who the fuck is Gino?
Yeah, I did too. I just zoned out about that. I was like, what is he going on about?
He's been speaking sense the whole time, you guys.
Yeah. Even after you said Gino, I still didn't quite get the connection.
Yeah, right. I'm barely holding it together here lately. I am gonna grab a drink really quick, and
me too. We'll let Jeff handle the ship here.
Jeff, flounder by yourself. I'm going to violate a bush and grab a drink.
I like fish very much.
And he will not lie.
Ow, I pulled my own hair.
Oh, jeez. He's unzipping his pants right now. He didn't unplug his headphones.
My fucking headphones pulling him
He's out at the bushes.
With his laptop in his hand.
I didn't want to miss a minute. Oh, my pubes.
I'll be back in a minute, you animals. Hold it down.
Come on. It's not as fun to impersonate him when he's here.
Did New Jack kick it? Did the ghost of mass transit finally get his revenge? Mass transit was a pretty heavy kid. Maybe he like implanted himself into New Jack's body, you know?
Then expanded. He miniaturized, got in there, and then expanded. What's up, Blastbeat? What's up, Brian? Good to see you, man.
What is up? You're wrong. Hell is a waiting room, and the only thing there is to do is reading Kelly Sue DeConnick comics.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, you guys.
Then don't buy her books, Gino.
But what about everyone else that works on the books with you, Miss?
Don't buy books, Gino.
But what about most of them are trying to support their families and they don't get paid as much as you.
Anything, Gino.
Oh, but they get a smaller page rate and they don't get the residuals where you own big properties and you've been brought into big production companies and stuff. What do you say about that?
Then don't buy anything ever of all time. Buying, no, don't do it.
Oh, okay. Thank you for giving us your time. Most honorable.
I have to go buy some more cat eye glasses. Thank you very much. That's all you're allowed to buy is buy cat eye glasses.
Like, I don't know that I've ever told you the story. It's not really like talking trash in public or anything, but whatever, because certain people I just can't care about that. But I had offered up the wood displays that I make, the wood comic displays, to comic shops for Gods and Gears issue 1. You ordered 20, 30 copies, whatever it was, you get this for free. You can display it and help move indie comics in your shop. And a bunch of shops were on board. And my friends at Comic Pro put it on their Facebook page and stuff. And then, like, what is it, like Brian Hibbs or something? Some of the the kind of jerky retailers that have, like, basically they've shut out a bunch of small companies if they don't like Alterna and Antarctic. And then they also, like, they were like super pro diamond and against anyone doing anything different for a while. So they found out that my friend who was the head of Comics Pro was helping promote us and was like, no, you can't do that for an Alterna book. My friend was like, why? And he's like, well, because of their social media policy, that was the reason they gave. It wasn't even that, like, oh, they thanked Comicsgate customers or something like that. There wasn't even that. It was that he didn't like the social media policy. So they pulled my thing. And here I'm having this meeting with the Comic Pro guys, and they were like, sorry, we're going to have to cut it short, with you now. I'm like, yeah, well, obviously. And they were like, also, we have a meeting with Kelly Sue DeConnick right now because her and her publicist are trying to figure out why nobody's pre-ordering her new books, and we're trying to get it into stores. I'm like, cool. All right, I'll take my free display and things that I'm offering stores to help move a book, and you guys can go deal with why someone is a millionaire who's super popular and nobody's ordering their book. Good luck with that. Fuck off. Sorry.
Oh, man, he's even, like, huffing and puffing in the background. Listen to that.
Yeah. No, because it pissed me off. And it was just that whole thing of, like, where she would come at me with, like, oh, my privilege or whatever. I'm like, you're on a fucking throne. Just shut the fuck up. Like,
yeah, that hair's not even naturally that red.
No, it takes pure evil and baby blood to get that red.
Most of the evil.
Okay, sorry. I know Jeff likes babies all of a sudden. Oh. Oh, don't joke about babies.
What else are you gonna throw at the trucks for the Pet Sematary sequel?
You can't do that anymore. You have to throw a CGI baby. You still have to go out there and act it out.
They don't aspire the same.
Just don't. Man, when you get a good set of quintuplets or something, if you can really move through some of them, you get the right shot.
I was really trying for those Olsen twins, but they were too much money. I could have saved the world.
And then I thought, I'll wait for their third sister. She's not going to be anything. And damn it, now she's way too much money.
And she actually looks normal.
She looks more normal.
Way more normal. Come on.
I didn't know she was related to them. Like, the first time I saw her, I was like, that's funny that lady has their same last name and kind of like the same Mac and Me face as them, too.
I was going to say E.T.
Some flat-faced 80s alien.
Some protruding eyeballs.
Man, we had a girl in high school that we called Mac and Me. Because she looked just like the Mac and Me alien.
She would bang Mac and Me.
Yeah. Such a dirty girl.
She was always down for it.
Yeah. And then we also had a girl that looked like Station from Bill and Ted, and we would
oh my gosh,
go by and we'd be like, Station.
That's horrifying.
She was very hairy, unibrow, like totally looked like a very swarthy young lady.
Swarthy.
Let's see. Peter Engstrom is singing here for us.
Yeah,
He says,
got some
"I've got
misfits
something
from
to
Peter
say. I read the comic today, and it doesn't matter much to me as long as I'm dead."
Oh, that's actually an interesting thing to bring up. So Danzig, our boy, is in the news because of comments he made about cancel culture. And
Which-
basically
Go ahead. Yeah.
saying that, like, his band, like, the Misfits and other punk bands back in the day couldn't exist today in the current climate. And he started getting shit on by all the the woke punk bands.
By the current climate.
You're so wrong.
Funny.
You can totally exist today. That's why we're going to cancel you now.
And again, it goes to that thing where you're like, yeah, people are like, he said such dumb stuff. You're like, yeah, he does. And look at how you just reacted to it.
Yep.
Look at how he controlled you, even if it was he was right in this sense, but whatever it is he says, it's basically anyone that's just reacting to it. You're like, so he wins.
Mhm.
You don't even see this.
Look at how he touched you.
He punk rocked you. Like, and he is right, especially like so many bands, especially because their goal was to be counterculture. So they wouldn't just be doing whatever they did in the 70s or 80s now. They would be doing something that was counter to the culture.
Mhm.
So
You've been punked by Danzig.
yeah, so it's funny that like he and I feel like Donald Glover saw that and was like, all right, if Danzig's Danzig's right.
Danzig wants the link, dude.
Donald Glover's all about Danzig.
That would be the ultimate guest. That's when you know when I'm like, oh shit, motherfucker, everybody in the world needs to sign up for the podcast. That's when you know that we got Danzig on an episode, because I'm just like freaking out because I don't know what to talk to him about. Yeah. Danzig is Comic Skate. That'd be hilarious. He's just like, yeah, I like it.
Girthy penis in my Danzig hands.
That would be easily like fucking when EVS popped up on Kurt Metzger. We were like, oh shit. I think I hit Jeff up after he sent me the link, and I was like, it'd be real weird to see him on something like Come Town or like Chapo. But almost weirder to see someone like Danzig pop up on like an EVS stream. That would be fucking surreal.
That was a really good show though on Metzger's Can't Get Right. Like,
well, that's the weird thing is like,
I
if you're
considered with the Superman trademarks, and that's why like they were changing Superman over all these years with like,
oh yeah,
getting rid of all these distinctive features of him.
That's why they're changing all of these
Siegel
characters.
and Schuster's family.
And then they can own all of it because they have some stupid young artist doing all the design stuff for it for what they think is good money because they haven't made it. Me and Ryan were just joking about this today with like the DC talent camps and how like the whole like Scott Snyder like writing camps and everything, how they foster talent there. It's basically training people.
I gotta be
like,
careful here.
Yeah, it's training people how to be exploited essentially. Like, come work for this company and we're going to show you how to make good comics the DC way, and you'll always have DC work for that page rate, but
DC Comics is people.
What do you have 20 years down the road? Yeah, that's really what it is though. Like, jokes aside, like at the end of the day, like they're fucking meat grinders for creatives. That's what the big two are. That's what they always have been. Like, you can love Stan Lee, you can love what the companies and the characters stand for, or what they say they stand for, but at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. And that's why it's the best time ever to be fucking supporting indie and just be doing your own thing.
Yeah, we can't get into naming names or anything, but
Yeah,
Spencer and I were talking earlier. No, I'm still gonna mention a little bit though, just because it's the thing. But like the whole Asian creators book that they did at DC, which I'm not against those types of books, whatever, especially like when they're one-offs and stuff. How can you even get mad at a one-off of something? You're just like, cool, do your book, whatever. But then you realize that like, oh, it's important for Asian writers and pencilers. And there was like this whole slew of people from inkers, colors, and letterists letterers that have been putting in the time for years and years that weren't even asked to participate. And you're like, oh, okay, so that's pretty obvious surface, surface level, like
you look
caring.
at the names and they're people who have been in comics for like 5-10 years at most, and it's like it's not like Asians were excluded from fucking comics forever. I
had one friend, he said, I had to go look in the mirror and like, nope, I'm still Asian, but I guess they just don't see me as that way.
Dustin Winn, isn't he a DC artist? I think he might even be a DC exclusive at this point. Other than Descender, I know he did those really.
That's what I was thinking of. Descender.
He did those really gnarly like watercolor. I think it was like Gotham Academy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like beautifully painted watercolor comic books. I remember I bought them and just like stared at the art. But he's I think Vietnamese, if I remember correctly. I believe Winn is a Vietnamese name. It's like I don't even think he was included in that thing.
My people are Vietnamese, yes.
He might not be it's the crazy spelling of Winn, but I keep wanting to say Filipino.
Just say it then.
Yeah. Filipino!
It's a slur now!
Yeah.
I tricked you!
That'd be a really funny 90-minute classic movie.
It's Filipinx.
Just say the word, and the whole movie you're like, oh god, what is the word? What is he gonna say at the end?
It's Exoplexalex.
Yeah, it gets
it's
to the
bird.
rooftops.
Bird is the word.
Is that fucking what the fuck's his name? The dickhead wizard dude in DC?
Exoplex?
Yeah.
Larry Hama? Oh,
yeah,
just
Larry
Blast Beats comment. Sorry.
I've shared my horrible Larry Hama story before. I don't know if he was just like sundowning or fucking with me or what, but that was a weird occasion. And he had the sign at his table that said he doesn't draw Cobra characters. And I was basically like, well, you're a bitch. I'm leaving.
Wait, why?
Because they're evil.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't draw villains. He doesn't want to perpetuate fascism, I think is what the sign said.
To go back to Kevin Smith, they're fictional characters.
And this was a good, year or two before CG shit even like was a thing. It was real weird. And then I also ran into him later on the con floor where he was just like confused and wandering around, seemingly trying to find his table, but couldn't
Damn
find
edibles
it.
Kicked in.
Yeah, I helped lead him back to his table, but he had this weird, like, he was trying to play it off like he wasn't lost and having like a moment thing, and I genuinely didn't realize it was Larry Hama until we were back at his table.
You're like, I'm gonna help this little old cancer patient back to his chair.
Yeah, I just helped this little old Asian man. Well, he looked like genuinely like frightened and confused, and then I was like shocked when I think it was like Billy Tucci that had him on for an interview or something like that. Someone had him on their YouTube channel. Like,
yeah, it was Billy Tucci.
This past year. Yeah, it was a great interview, and he was like completely coherent and a vastly different person. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know if I was like dealing with a Larry Hama impersonator. It was fucking insane.
He was being hunted by Storm Shadow. He was trying to blend in.
That was the only one I had met him at, and it was a Terrificon, I think. Yeah, and then he was at a Granite Con. I think that was the year before we did it, though. We were hoping he would return.
Speaking of Larry Hama, G.I. Joe, the new Snake Eyes movie, they released some pictures for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was like, is it anything substantial, or
it's
is it
a lot
just
of
like...
a dude without the mask on?
Who's the dude?
Vin Diesel.
Henry Golding, whatever his name is playing Snake Eyes.
Damn.
Who?
I think his name's Henry Golding.
What's this movie called?
Snake Eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Spencer having a stroke right now.
Yeah. Sundowners.
Yeah, I'm
Spencer
fucking
Hama
Don't you
over
get
here.
in my house.
Yeah.
Get out of my head.
Who am I?
So Razmaz asks a good question. He says, what if you asked him to draw a realistic cobra?
Do he has the sex now?
Cobra.
Oh, okay. What do I know this guy from? He's Malaysian. Oh, I know him from Crazy Rich Asians.
You're
That's
just
what it
tabling next to him. You just singing the Cobra part of the G.I. Joe intro.
He's like,
Yeah.
they're here.
G.I. Joe, you know what's cool? Fascism.
Crashing through the skies. Oh, God.
Yeah, but no, you're just like whistling it. You're like,
No, what's the only thing cooler than fascists?
And he's doing the words. He's like,
Fascists with laser guns.
Cobra.
He's reporting it to himself. He's like, hear the evil cries of Cobra.
Yeah, fascism sucks, but how about fascists with lizard blood?
He's army crawling on the ground.
Yeah, it's like, Larry, you know you drew those comics for, like, ages.
Oh, he's just, like, beating the shit out of cosplayers dressed like Cobra.
Can you imagine G.I. Joe was just G.I. Joe, like, hanging out at the barracks and, like, playing patty cake for every issue? They never fought anyone.
Yeah, and how disrespectful is that to any of the people who draw G.I. Joe from his scripts right now, even? He's like, oh, and you know, they go to cons, I'm sure that they all do, unless there's some weird stipulation where it's like, if you work with me, you cannot draw Cobra characters for fans.
No, you can't draw all his comics. There's no more Cobra characters, just blank spaces.
G.I. Joe versus the blanks. They yell blank when they run in a room. Blank!
And now, then the next year, he's like, I will not draw blanks. They are a fascist organization.
I'm surprised G.I. Joe didn't get, like, the rated R treatment with all the dumb shit they've been doing.
Sexy between Scarlet and Snake Eyes.
Well, that's what I remember years ago, people were talking about that. Like, we need to
keep the mask on. Let the dog watch.
Oh my god!
Or the wolf. Let the wolf watch.
No, it's Mutt from G.I. Joe.
I mean,
awesome.
they completely botched it with the Channing Tatum movies. I don't even remember anything. Like, didn't Joseph Gordon-Levitt play?
Yeah, he was Cobra Commander.
Cobra Commander.
But yeah, I remember years ago people were saying like, "Oh, we need a Black Hawk Down version of a G.I. Joe movie." It's like, did you ever watch G.I. Joe? It's not like that.
That's what I mean. Is it's like so ridiculous. It almost feels like I probably got pitched at some point. Like Zack Snyder was like, "Let me make a G.I. Joe movie." I have it.
Roadblock dies in slow motion.
Roadblock gets cock blocked,
and Snake Eyes gets raped.
Yeah, I was waiting for it, dude. I was just about to say who gets raped.
It's gotta be Snake Eyes. He's the closest to Batman.
So. Who has the rape scene by Cobra Command? No, Destro.
No. It's no, it's not. It's the Zartan's gang.
Penis.
No, Zartan's like gang of Australian hooligans from the swamp.
I was gonna say,
Dreadnoks trying to give him a reach around.
Zartan, who was the blonde one with the mullet? Because when Cartoon Network used to play the reruns like late at night, I remember turning it on one night, like right before I went to bed, and laughing so hard I ended up being up till like 5 a.m. that day, and I had school the next morning. It's probably like 14 at the time, but I turned it on. And the episode started, and it's Zartan's crew like ripping on like quads through like a jungle, and one of them is, I forget who they're fighting. It's some of the G.I. Joes though. They're like blasting at each other with laser guns, and I think he yells "bloody donuts," but he yells it in like the thickest, like horrible fake Australian accent.
You know what a bloody donut is?
I do now.
Same thing as a same thing as a pink bagel.
Yeah, I can only fathom, but him
why
going,
are they all
bloody
references
donuts, fucking made me scream like an idiot.
Well, fuck, I'll do that to you.
And I don't know if that was just like some special, like it always felt like they were like redubbed for Adult Swim, which now saying that out loud sounds fucking like something we should do for the channel, is just find old G.I. Joe episodes and completely dub over them.
Major Blood coming soon, says GJ.
Especially with fucking Jeff's like absolutely aces Sylvester Stallone voice. Like, that would be hilarious. I think that's technically parody enough for us to get away with it too.
We could do, yeah, you can.
We just have to completely replace the audio, but that would be dumb as fuck. Yes, Bagel Boss, Cecil's real identity. Oh my god.
I forgot about Bagel Boss.
That'd be fucking insane if that
That's
was
about
really
7
Bagel
YouTubers
Boss
ago.
went into hiding and found Comicsgate. The timeline lines up. The Channing Tatum movie was absolute shit. The Redhead was the only reason to watch. I never bothered with the one with Bruce Willis and The Rock. Wait, Bruce Willis was in the second one?
Yeah. He played was it Hawk? I think it was Hawk.
Is that the one where because Joseph Gordon-Levitt like is just like a regular dude in the first one, right?
Yeah, he's Duke's best friend in the army. And Duke thinks he dies. It's basically the same thing as like fucking Captain America and Bucky Barnes.
I legit don't remember anything from them, and I know I watched both of them.
The first one had the stupid power suits, where they were just trying to ape G.I.
Yeah, because that was
Man.
that was like a big thing at the time too. Was like exosuits and everything were like big, like prototyping and everything for that was big in our military, and there was like news about it all over the place, and like
and the weird thing
Scientific Weekly or whatever the fuck that magazine's called.
The director was Stephen Sommers, the guy that did The Mummy, and The Mummy is like a perfect tone for G.I. Joe, and that movie was just bonkers. Like,
yeah, because that's what that's what that movie needed, is someone like that who gets that, like, that's what I mean. We've talked about this, but that like genre bending, I always call it just that like comic book feel, but it's like it's not what the Marvel movies have made it, where they're almost like ashamed of where they come from and are trying to like it's the same way I hate when people are like, this is elevated horror. Like, no, it's just a good fucking horror movie. Like I think one of the only Marvel movies that really hit are like, I think the first Iron Man's really good. I think the second Iron Man is like weirdly underrated, and even I didn't really appreciate it the first time.
I think all 3 Iron Man movies are really good. Like the third one gets shit on, but that's a really fun buddy cop movie.
They always, at least 2, have a really solid cast, and everybody is like doing a serviceable job in the acting, and they don't suffer from that scope bloat where they're like, oh, these need to tie into the like, they kind of just tie in Tony Stark to the Avengers movies. They don't really bother with everything else. But like, what's the other one? The Winter Soldier or whatever is the other one too, where it's just like has a good narrative and everything, and like the emotional impact by the end of that actually hits and like works well. Age of Ultron is almost like a movie that didn't need to be made. Like, there's all these movies that are just like filler movies.
Well, and like Winter Soldier actually works well as a standalone movie. Like it does tie into other things, but it doesn't need to. You know, like if you just watch that one movie, you still get a whole movie all by itself. Like, it's not like you have to watch all these other things to really get it.
Yeah.
And that's like a lot of the Marvel movies now. It's like, oh, you have to go back and rewatch all 18 movies of Marvel for all the little, tidbits.
Yeah, to be bored to death by Endgame, you have to watch 17 years of movies.
Channing Tatum stinks. I hate that guy. See, I don't think Channing Tatum's like completely terrible. I think he suffers from like bad management or a bad agent or something, because when he's doing stuff that he just like wants to do and is having fun with, it's not bad. Like, I think he was solid in Hateful Eight. Tarantino wouldn't have worked with him if he didn't think he was good.
I loved when he got shot, and that was my favorite part.
He looks
like a handsome retarded baby.
Yeah, it's weird. He looks like
What's with you and the babies today?
He's got an extra chromosome, or he's missing a chromosome or something, but like it all like worked out in his favor in the end. I'm cute, but I'm dumb.
That sounds like a Popeye song. I'm cute, but I'm dumb.
That's what Channing Tatum means, cute but dumb.
Give me some more yum yum.
No, I don't think he's completely terrible, but he's also like one of those dudes where like if I were putting together a list of like
He's a Josh Duhamel.
Yeah, exactly. If I were putting together a list of like the top 20 like leading men I'd want to like lead a movie based on anything I was doing, neither of those dudes would probably come up on it. Just like thinking of things coming to mind. Like it's funny because the other day I was doing that without talking too much about who I've been talking to and where I might be selling a screenplay. I was thinking about the potential.
Oh, that's the one that you're. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Well, I was thinking about potential people that you could get to cast something like that, and I was like, oh, if you do like an older type of actor or something like that, I was like, is it weird that my mind always goes to old dudes like Mel Gibson and shit that I just like grew up on that are all having these resurgences right now with action movies? I was like, I just love these old guys whooping ass movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be crazy too to see Mel Gibson in like basically a snuff film. But he also just
as which part?
he just did a dirty cop movie not too long ago with Dragged Across Concrete.
So now you want to see him as the victim,
or sort of like a shitty cop movie. Dig up Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper is like a fucking legend, man. He's one of those dudes where I'm like, God damn, I wish I could have met him before he left this mortal coil.
Leatherface.
Yeah, with fucking dual chainsaws, man. And he was in one of the last good Romero flicks. He's the bastard.
Is that the title?
He's the bastard antagonist of Land of the Dead. The owner of Fiddler's Green. I don't know how I can remember the name of the fucking settlement, but I can't remember his character's name right now. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. That game that movie had a really shitty game tie-in too. That game was ballsack. Land of the Dead is great. Yes,
Adam
it is.
Warlock says the only thing Channing Tatum was in that I liked was Jenna Dewan.
Dingers. The chat's always got it, man. Well, good to see you, Adam Warlock. I don't know if I saw you before. Welcome.
Still blacklisted though. Who's blacklisted?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Gibson, I guess.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I'm fucking been dating a Jewish girl like 10 years. That'd be fucking hilarious to get on set with Beth and be like, I got my fucking dream casting. They got Mel Gibson. Mel, here's my girlfriend, Beth Smith.
Bergstein Anonymous.
Berg-Smith.
Forget the Steen and the Berg.
He starts sniffing. I smell something.
What are your feelings on Jesus?
It's like
he's turned
Beth. Now that's like Elizabeth, like from the Bible, from like the Jewish Bible.
Do you like bagels with lox?
Yeah, he's got a bunch of test food out. Know what I love? Gefilte fish.
Can't get enough of it. How about you, Beth?
Test?
Huh?
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Oh, I got this new fidget spinner, the dreidel.
You like that ketchup? You shouldn't, because that ketchup is horseradish.
Yeah, it's just him trying to do the vampire test from Lost Boys for Jewish people. Yeah. Oh, but you hate pork, don't you?
He's like, all right, I'm going to need a blood sample from everybody. He's trying to do the thing test.
It just makes the shape of the Star of David when he does it.
Pours it out.
So what electronics do you plan to use on Saturday?
Pours it out onto a petri dish.
Gentile.
Just like I thought. Pure gold.
It's a Hebrew. I knew it.
Yeah. Beth is going to beat me.
I've been watching the chat. I'm like, Beth, pop in. Beth, pop in.
Oh, my God. He's talking to Yamaka and taking it as an ashtray. Oh my God, dude. I can't ever remember the fucking kid's name, but I have a buddy in high school who read Yamaka out loud before, like phonetically. I think is the word, right? Yarmulke. Read that out loud. I forget where the fuck we were. We were like in, I think it was like sociology, like my junior year of high school.
That sounds like a town in Wisconsin. I'm from Yarmulke, Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest laughs I've had in my existence. And every time I see somebody fucking write that word out, that's immediately what I think of. Yarmulke.
Yarp.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck is that? Well, that is you saying the word horribly wrong. We had a girl after that, my friend Katie, who was Jewish and was raised in, I think they were like ex-Orthodox, but they were still pretty like in it. And like she spoke like 2 languages, and the 2 languages were English and fluent Hebrew, which is like good luck talking to anyone else that isn't Jewish. Hebrew almost feels like a dead language to me. I don't even mean that in like an offensive way, but yeah, I remember after that Yarmulke incident, she did a whole thing where she came into our sociology class in like our 3rd quarter of the year or some shit and did like a whole reading in Hebrew and like explained the whole language to us and seemingly fried that kid's brain. It'd be cool to like go to my reunion and find out that dude like converted and married my friend Katie. Like, check it out, bro. I got a Yarmulke.
Well, Haim or something.
Yeah.
Like Corey Haim.
You gotta meet my rabbi. Real Jews and Israelites don't have. Oh God!
Oh my gosh!
I gotta screen the calls. Did you play Resident Evil Village yet? Oh, just talking to Mitch. Just took a muscle relaxer. Countdown to bed is on. Damn, chat's getting out of control. Tell them about my knee, Ryan, losing power. Last Beat's just getting rocked on cyclobenzaprine.
Yeah, he had a big day at work where I forget if he gave me the details now because I'm pretty ripped right now. But
he had a big day at work. His coworker gave him a fistful of pills.
He had a great ride home, but so anyways, I guess he was like, I think he was like cutting something open or something, but he cut his knee, sliced his knee open, and it was just like bleeding out at work. And they were all like, "Go home," and he was, he's like served in Afghanistan. He's one of our tough dudes, and he was just like, "Why did I cut my knee? I'm gonna stay here and work." And then he was like the hero of the day for like, "Whoa, dude, stayed here and worked."
For painting the walls with his blood.
Yeah. So he got home, got ripped, and now he's gonna go to bed.
What a G. I think the last time I cut myself really bad, I just super glued it back together.
That's what they did the last time.
Backwards.
Yeah, I was like, oh, dude, I'm not even kidding.
He has his thumb where his middle finger should be.
He has to take fingerprints. It's just his
Can you
nail.
see that little that, like, finger pussy on the side of my finger? Right
he has to hold his iPad upside down to sign in.
Right underneath my knuckle. I sliced like all the way down to the bone on my finger.
Well, don't get all serious when we're making these kind of jokes.
Oh, I'm not getting. That's not serious. I was like, oh, that's a bad cut. And I told Beth, I was like, can you grab the super glue in my office? And she was like, why? And she came out into the living room. I put the dropper in my mouth for a second, unscrewed it, and then I let go and it started spraying blood all over the room. And I just dabbed one side of it with super glue and pinched it shut. And I pitched it shut a little crooked, so I got like a nice little clit on my finger.
Did you rub it though? Does it feel good?
Yeah, I fucking shit.
When it squirts, it's gross.
Rub it hard, I shit my pants.
Gross.
Heat.
Yeah.
Don't shake Spencer's hand at a convention.
That's why my doctor said I should give up pocketing.
Oh, that was in there?
Yeah.
Oh.
That'd be a weird doctor's visit. You gotta stop putting things in your ass.
Just trying to keep you busy, Doc.
Doc, if I could, I would. Unless my wife wants to watch a movie, then I'll play Resident Evil Village tomorrow. Yeah, don't let your wife catching you playing that game. Horny, the horror movie.
Gives a whole new meaning to joystick.
Yeah, right. Oh,
Yeah.
the Resident Evil one-handed playthrough mode. It's just a walking simulator you can jerk off to.
You hear this? It's all like, dude, turn your
Like,
headset off.
You know how many review videos I watched where people couldn't pronounce that lady's name right because they were just too fucking busy staring at her ass. I was like, this game rocks. Japan has just bewildered everyone with a 9-foot tall lady with heaving boobs and an ass.
She's Mila Jovovich's stunt double.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was the daughters for some reason. Because I remember hearing something about that. I didn't know it was the big bitch.
Yeah.
Good for her, I guess.
She also doesn't have the rockin' boobage in real life.
What you're saying is, what's his name is going to leave Mila now? He's going to upgrade.
Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get her in every movie.
I always want to be like Wes Anderson.
You mean a much better director?
The Darjeeling Limited with Mila Jovovich. God damn, dude. Worked with sheer metal sheet metal. I was like, sheer metal? Is that like the sexiest metal you've
Absolute metal.
Yeah.
Or no, it's a different genre of metal music.
Sheer
Dude,
metal.
we play sheer metal.
Yeah, everybody's wearing like lace and shit.
These guys are so tough.
Yeah, man, I thought hair metal was gay, and that sheer metal
Victoria's
came
Secret models.
left field with its dick and a
lingerie metal.
Lingerie metal. Yeah, it's basically dudes that shop at Victoria's Secret.
If
It's
you
like
thought
a
hair metal
nightmare.
was gay.
Yeah. I said that a minute ago, Jeff.
Was Cinderella too tough for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good Danny Mickey story that I'm allowed to tell. So the first day I'm at his studio, I'm sitting there at my desk, his desk's behind me, and he walks up and
he has a band already on it.
Black
I have to pull these dudes up now. Go ahead, Ryan. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, so I'm sitting there and I'm working, and he's like, "Hey, when you get a break, I got something to show you." I'm like, "All right," and he sits down this like photo album, and it's one of those like old school photo albums, like the puffy front with like the gold trim on the edge and stuff, like your grandma's had and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, this is weird. Is he gonna am I like getting to know him? Like this is like baby pictures or something?" And he opens it up, and it's a picture of him in this like in a leotard with like feathered hair and like this like tank top that goes almost down to his belly button with like his nipples exposed and stuff. And I'm like, huh? What's this? And then we turn the page and there's him and like 4 other dudes dressed like that. I'm like, this is so weird. I'm like, but I'm going to turn the page again. So I turn the page and it turns out he was in like a rat kind of hair metal band.
This is my band, Glory Hole.
I thought you were about to say he was in Rat. I was like, oh my god.
No, but they used to play with Rat, and he helped design Rat's drum kit during Rat's biggest years. So Danny was in the music scene for a while. But it was such a weird way to learn that. He's like, here, look at this. And I'm like, oh, it's you in a leotard with feathered hair. I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey,
and then like, oh, there's a
gay.
bunch of you. I'm
I
like,
accept your lifestyle.
Sheer metal. It's like if David Bowie did metal, but worse.
It's like, no, man, I'm in a band. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, origins are cool, bro. I get it.
I need a picture of these guys Oh, is that a lady now?
Is that
Oh,
them
yeah, there
now?
is a lady
Whoa,
now, and she
hey.
has boobs taped up. But is that like one of the original members and he's trans now? She?
Either way, still like it.
Yeah,
Get it
Jeff
right.
is down. Jeff hates women, but he loves trans women.
Men are the best.
Well, yeah, if you got
Yeah.
a
Men
man that
make
just
the
looks like
best
that, it's the
women.
best of
You
both
got
worlds.
You got a penis? Music
I got
to
a
my ears,
beehole.
baby girl.
And you can reach stuff on the shelf by yourself. Awesome.
We are so fucking progressive here. Yeah, so this is sheer metal. I need a Photoshop like this as an album cover, and it just says penis period maybe question mark. Like, what is this band? What are they about? Yeah, like
Whoa,
this.
that's
The baseball
awesome. Oh,
bat
fuck, they
is
got a
my
bat?
penis. Wait, has there always been a woman in the band and I'm just blinded by the makeup? I don't know.
She still
Oh,
has
it's
the
like,
biggest
what's
dick
her
in the
name?
group.
It's like Feora.
This
You're
is like
like, oh,
Russian
that one's a
roulette, but you
girl.
don't. This is like Russian roulette, but you don't blow your brains out. You just end up kissing a glam dude.
Your lips are so soft.
Wait, I thought there was a chick
You're
in
also
this band.
pretty.
I moisturize.
I thought there was a chick in this band. Was I wrong? Maybe.
GJ says those are all dudes, dude.
Oh wait, so the one with man boobs down there?
It's just
with
like Hanson
X's
all over again.
taped over. Yeah. No.
Still good jacket.
Black Veil Brides. Chicks? Question mark.
Like Rex
Okay.
Games has got a Scar story, but it sounds like it could be their lyrics or something. It's like,
There
I got
was-
a little last crack in the corner of my forehead from barbed wire.
There we go. There's this one picture though where that is clearly a woman with her nipples taped up.
Or someone's got really bad bitch tits.
Yeah, or somebody's got some shapely bitch tits.
I'm allowed to show these. I'm a man. Yeah, but they're just gross. So
I really like
tape 'em up.
lavender.
Although you could say the same thing and be like, "That's all girls," and I would be like, "Sure thing." Like,
If you say so.
Who gets the change? We call him trans fat.
Is that Ruby Rose?
Oh my god, dude! Move into the new house, get in shape. I'm gonna be trans fat. Then I'm gonna join Black Veil Brides.
Wait, does that mean that you're skinny?
sheer
I'm
metal?
confused on the terms
Yes.
nowadays.
I transitioned from fat to skinny.
You should just identify as skinny and not worry about
Yeah.
the work.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Keep eating what you want.
I
My
identify as not dying in my 50s.
God. All right, so
I
Death Curse
identify
is
as
a life.
140.
Death Curse is a life hacks channel, and that is your first life hack, boys. If you're fat, just identify as skinny. We just cracked the code.
Sir, there's a weight limit on the plane. I identify as 125.
The baseball furies became the baseball furries. Yeah. Who knew the baseball furies were such kissy boys? Yeah,
I
man.
did.
Yeah.
I just have makeup all over my lips.
They were just chasing down the Warriors so they could fucking lay one on them.
Warriors come out and gay.
You know, now that I think about it, they were stroking those bats pretty suggestively.
The orphans want to kiss you really good.
Yeah, they're all chewing bubble gum, licking their lips.
I don't
We
want you to
shoulda
get
known.
splinters.
Can you suck it?
A butt fucking in baseball park. Call me cowboy. Call me whatever you want, sweetheart. The Warriors, but gay.
B-U-T-T-K.
Yeah.
But gay. Warriors, gay butt. Sorry, but gay.
The John Waters edition.
Gay butt. The John Waters edition. They cut out the whole scene with the Lizzies. You lesbians.
We don't need them.
No thanks.
It's just 2 hours of Hatchet Face.
No, they just keep playing loops of the Turnbull ACs and zooming in on all their abs. And oh god, what is it? The
There's a lot more scat in this edition.
Why do I want to say River City Riffs? I think it might just be the riffs.
Sounds like a Billy Joel album.
But yeah, all the black dudes, the the Diatretes, the Diatretes Hanks, fucking gang. Dude, Warriors is like one of my favorite movies. I'm pretty sure it's the riffs.
Diatretes Summer coming up.
God damn, dude. Diatretes needs to end up in a fucking story now. That is just that's like a crackhead name. That doesn't even sound real. Or a fat, I need to get Stavros Halkias to star in a short film. And he's just Diatretes Hanks.
He would be perfect for that. Oh my god.
Beautiful Greek boy, Diatretes Hanks.
His missing tooth.
It's like Boyhood, but it's Greek. Fat guy life hack: use a stick of butter as deodorant. Oh god, I'm not even gonna finish that.
I'm already too excited.
Yeah.
Where's my butter?
That means he started it. That means halfway through that sentence he had the stick of butter in one of his pits and was doing it.
Are you reading my mind?
He's like, I'm not gonna finish this. No, actually, he had already done that with the stick of butter, and he was now eating the stick of butter, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not going to finish this."
Harry Butter's okay, I guess.
Aaron, what the fuck's his name from Stained?
Like, change the subject.
Is like a friend of one of my aunts, the vocalist of Stained. I've weirdly seen them a bunch. They're kind of butt rocky. That's kind of the perfect way to describe it. They do put on a good show. And they were like heavy, like when I was like 6. Mud Shovel.
Mud Shovel?
Anybody remembers that song?
What's the song? Mud Shovel?
Yeah, that's an old Stained song.
I thought he was calling one of us a name. I was
that's
like,
a very 2003 rock band song.
I think it was actually like maybe like 99, maybe 2000s. I think it was that old.
This weekend at Nissan Pavilion, Chevelle and Mud Shovel.
Oh shit, Casey, what up? Aaron Lewis, that's what it is. Dianetics. Yeah, that's his cousin. Diatretes and my cousin Dianetics. Motherfucker.
Mud Shovel sounds like
I love just finishing sentences with motherfucker as a term of endearment. Not even like Samuel L. Jackson. What is up, my motherfucker? The name is Diatretes Hanks. And it's Stavros Halkias playing this character. You need to talk like a horrible jive stereotype from the 70s, though. Like, I can't
take it away, Jeff.
Yeah, I can't wait to be director Spencer Desmond.
I would like to apologize in advance.
Yeah, for my portrayal of Diatretes Hanks.
Like, what's it like for Quentin Tarantino? And he's like telling this, like, the white guys that are the bad guys in his movies. He's like, now say the N-word. He's like, wait, really? He's like, yeah, do it. He's like, call him it. He's like, wait, are you sure?
Now say it 10 more times.
Yeah, it's probably weird for them because he's undoing his belt as he's telling them to do it.
And show me your feet while you're saying it.
Yeah. I'll say it again, but this time look me in the eyes. What? Nothing. Butt shovel. Yeah.
Rick Stoones' butt shovel was Fred Durst.
Now thinking about Mud Shovel, I'm like, was that about
Fred's butt shovel Durst?
Wasn't the lead singer of Mudvayne the guy in Five Finger Death Punch?
The lead singer of Mudvayne was also the lead singer of Pudbrain.
Ooh.
If Blastbeat's there, he'll know
That's
for
pretty
sure.
cool.
If Spencer doesn't know, Blastbeat will.
I'm not I couldn't tell you dick about Five Finger Death Punch, but Mudvayne I had friends that were really big into back in the day. I knew that one album that had like Dig on it and all of that.
Oh, it's Moto Grader. I remember them. I like them better than Mudvayne.
But I was like, that would be a weird leap from Mudvayne to Five Finger Death Punch, because again, Five Finger Death Punch is like butt rocky from what I know.
Well, yeah, that's what Moto Grader was like Mudvayne at the same time. Like they had the whole face paint thing and everything.
I saw Limp Bizkit at Ozfest in '98. Durst was indeed a butt shovel. Yeah. Speaking of those bands, like
he was lead singer of Hell Yeah.
What's it called? Mudvayne did that. Then there was Slipknot with the masks and stuff. I think Pumpkin or Mushroom Head, that's what it is. Pumpkinhead's the movie. Jesus. Mushroom Head, I think, was sort of like a fusion at one point where some of the guys painted their faces and some of the dudes wore masks.
Yep.
I don't know if they're still a thing now.
They are, but they've gone through like a
then-
million iterations now.
Ironically, Limp Bizkit had Wes, was it Borland that always like painted his face weird, like he was a member of Mudvayne.
He was actually
and
good
wore
too.
all sorts of weird contacts.
It was like,
oh yeah, he's a gnarly musician, and
like Limp Bizkit actually had some really cool riffs. It's just
I think he actually is a producer as well. Yeah, I think if they did stuff with like as just instrumentals, he could have a really fucking gnarly band. Like John Five's instrumental band is like one of my favorite bands. It's John Five and the Creatures. I listen to their shit all the time while I'm writing. But Wes Borland has another band, I think like Blacklight Burns, that had like a song I heard that was like, oh, this is pretty good. And it was just like, I wish he would just have like an instrumental band because the dude can fucking shred. But
and he also worked with what was that guy's name? The guy that gosh, I'm blanking.
Yeah, Mushroom Head did it all before. That was the whole thing though, was like Mushroom Head would like fade in and out of like obscurity where like I could never remember when they were like on and off, and it seemed like the lineup was constantly changing, but I also wasn't like a diehard like some of my friends were. I was just sort of like aware of them.
I know he worked with From First to Last with the lead singer became Skrillex.
Oh yeah, From First to Last. They were kind of like an emo band though.
They're from Tampa?
Really?
Yeah.
Of course. Well, I mean, all the most dog shit music, of course, comes from Florida. The asshole who basically pioneered dubstep.
But it's weird that he would start out doing like emo and stuff.
Yeah, they were like super like screamo, like cut myself in front of the whole school. That
this
fucking
is what I call a tragedy.
My teen angst has a body count.
I like
that shit alone is like.
Martinez.
I remember I was into all of that shit back in the day, and when that album came out, I was like, "This is a fucking cringe fest."
Which album?
I'm pretty sure that's the name of the album. Is My Teen Angst Has a Body Count.
Oh, the From First to Last.
Yeah, and it was like there's like some cool riffs and shit in it, but it was like, holy fuck, that like I had to basically be forced at gunpoint for a while to start wearing the skinny jeans and shit just to like fall in line with the band and not look like a homeless old lesbian who
Spencer like has to walk
look like a hipster frog.
No, I look like some sort of missing link. It was like modern.
I can't sit down.
There's a reboot of
People are hunting him.
There's a reboot of Encino Man where the Encino Man is forced to be in like a grindcore band right out of high school.
Wait, is this
which actually sounds kind of cool now. I'm gonna write that movie, but we're still gonna get Brendan Fraser back to play Encino Man. Yeah,
what was our Encino Man thing? What was that just recently?
Yeah. Encino Man 2
in New Jersey or Boston? Yeah, that's right.
Was that on the podcast? I don't even remember.
I think it was.
It was.
Oh my god, dude. The brain tumor.
$1 a month. Link is in the description. You can get that and more.
You're missing out on Encino Man 2.
The brain tumor that we all collectively share.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to push the Patreon that hard, but the stuff we put on there is pure gold. Like
I think
it's good stuff.
At least the first episode is free on
there
too.
Of course.
Now, so you can listen to the audio for that for free on there if you go through to the link or patreon.com/deathcurse. You scroll through the feed, you'll eventually see the first episode free, even if you're not a patron. We're gonna be doing it either way, and eventually those backlogged episodes will go free after like a month or two or whatever.
After we've secured lawyers and
yeah. That's what the Patreon helps with is help us cover our asses so we can get exponentially more reckless and ridiculous and stupid. Launch the comedy careers we didn't know we were meant to have. All this time we've been the wrong kind of comics.
GJ. God, I forgot about them.
Flaw's a real good band, but they aren't together anymore.
I played that band for a girl I had a crush on, and she didn't like them that much. Now it's heartbroken.
She bricked you.
I was 15.
Brick.
I was playing a song that was like
that was like 100 years ago,
and it was like my way of like telling her I like her, and she was like, "Yeah, it's okay." I'm like, "Oh,
like they're kind of gay."
Their romance song, "Fuck."
They don't have to be gay. They can like girls a lot, like really pretty girls named Michelle.
Oh, the other thing I forgot I got for giveaways for the channel, other than
go away, Geoff.
The copy of Clown in a Cornfield and the Bloodrick bundle was I got the trade paperback of Kevin's book Grit, so we'll be giving away a copy of that as well.
Sweet.
Yeah, so lots of fun stuff. I don't know if I want to limit it through the Patreon or if I'll just do it through the channel in general, but you got to subscribe and I'll probably do like a video and be like, comment in this shit. Help us game the algorithm. Help us jack this joint. Help us jerk off the YouTube robot.
Yeah,
let him coom all over us with clicks and views.
Oh,
I'm cooming.
I sent you when they said cooming, I lost it. I was like, yeah, that's what we said.
Come on over. Watch us fuck this robot.
0011.
Yeah. If that ain't a reason to sign up, I don't know what is.
I did.
My name's Diatretes Hanks. Thank you, motherfucker. I'm not going to remember that character tomorrow.
I already have it written down here.
Yeah. Brain damage. It's a hell of a drug.
As soon as we're done, I'll take a picture of it and send it your way.
Yeah. Oh man, I had a really good character. We had like episode or two ago on the podcast that I don't remember either. I gotta go back and listen to all the old episodes. It's bad, man. It's like when do I have fucking like some sort of split personality disorder? No, I just fucking forget every iteration. My brain leaks out. This is why I'm a writer. I gotta write shit like down to make
Memento,
it real.
But instead of having tattoos of all this information, it's just question marks. Like, what was I gonna say?
Yeah, Memento, but I was too afraid to get the tattoos, so I just write comic books to remember shit.
Wait, he's like, wait, no, here's some words. It says, always remember, never forget. Damn it!
I knew it. Issue 5 of Voidwalker was
ellipses.
Just a grocery
what does
list.
that even mean?
Period. What? Period.
Are you Moon Knight Spencer?
I'm Moon Knight Spencer. Yeah, I'm moonlighting as like a cabbie.
But all his identities are just Spencer.
It would be really funny to do a Moon Knight now and just like pitch them on something like insane and be like, all right, like at night he's a trans hooker and like all this crazy stuff and see if they take for it. We also joked for a while about Beth taking one of my pitches and submitting it to see if just her name and my writing would
you're
click
gonna
with
Akira
them.
Yoshida it?
Yeah, dude. She even when we were like joking about that, she basically said that, and she's like not in comic books at all, but because I've joked about it so much, she's like aware of that now. But she thought that was an insane idea. But we joked about it a while back, and she's like, I feel like that would actually work, which is the scary thing.
I don't know. There's a lot of anti-Semitism on that side too.
Yeah,
so
right.
They come back even harsher.
Trying to pull a CB, Spencer. Was it Chud Beater Cebulski?
It all makes sense now.
He's the man. Ryan like muted and ran away. He's like, nope, I can't do this. There's nothing worse than getting a great idea and forgetting it. That's why the podcast is so great, man. We sort of can like chisel dumb shit in stone and laugh at it later, and you guys can laugh at it, and then we forget about it 10 minutes after the podcast is over and end up retelling the same jokes the next week.
I have no hope for Moon Knight on Disney Plus, says DJ2K.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And I'm actually like I like Oscar Isaac's stuff. I don't think he's the problem with it.
No, he's a good actor. I mean,
they announced the dudes who did The Endless and Synchronic more recently and all that were doing
just an episode though, wasn't it?
Yeah, they announced they were directing early on and like fooled everyone and myself included into thinking that they were directing the whole thing, and then it came out that it was only an episode. So
if they were if they have their showrunners, I'd be excited for it. But
yeah, I imagine that one episode will probably kick ass if they give them some solid action to work with and everything. And
or let them play with like the heavy ideas and stuff.
Or that's what I was gonna say. Or they're doing like the Lemire and Smallwood run. I think it was them who did the one Lunatic where he's like in a mental institution. It's sort of like surrealist in parts. I feel like there's a lot of horror and stuff they could do there that those guys could really touch on really well. A lot of just like two people talking in a black room.
GJ says I canceled Disney Plus. Screw them. Yeah, I saw that their projections for growth was down like by millions.
Well, we get it. Well, that's also the numbers are super padded because we get it for free through like Verizon or something like that with the business phone plan that we do. And if you look at their actual numbers, that's like something like 70% of their subscriber base is through these weird like initial launch tie-in deals they did when it launched like
ESPN
2 years ago back now. Well, yeah, Disney owns ESPN too, but
they had that whole thing where like you would get the bundle of ESPN.
Yeah, but Disney they did all these company tie-ins where if you signed on for like a year contract for like a Verizon phone, you just got Disney Plus and all of this shit. So they were getting like corporate deals with these companies like Verizon, where Verizon was paying them like tons of fucking money up front to do these contract deals with them. And that's where they made their money early on. And now they're having viewership fall off because all these people that got those like 1 year, 2 year deals and stuff through all these contracts are just tapping out on it now.
Well, they have like nothing really to show.
Yeah, see, Mitch just said the same thing. I get it for free through my wireless provider. Exactly.
All their Marvel shows have been disappointments for the general populace.
It's just
Mandalorian's their only hit.
A Punisher show was like could have been printing money. Like why they don't do like the Cinestate thing and just appeal to like the conservative crowd. Like I guarantee you too, if you did the Punisher really well like that, those dudes wouldn't even give a shit if you were doing the silly corny shit they do on Twitter and social media and everything. If they were actually putting out some good content for that crowd too. Is like I don't think people would care as much. Like when the Punisher was good on Netflix, people were into it, but it was like then it would just fucking completely flip on its head. But if you put someone like the Cinestate dudes when they were at their peak behind the Punisher and were just like making ongoing TV series, get the gun guys excited again for some fucking military espionage and street level vigilante shit and, make it crunchy and gross. Doesn't need to be all this fucking soft, touchy bullshit about helping women be better women and shit like that.
No, I agree with
I don't even think it has to be
here. I think they're done with the Punisher in every way now.
Oh yeah, no, they would never do anything like that.
Well, he's like all gone in the comics right now, and
there's no fucking way. Like that's why like that's a big push for me. Like that would probably be like one of the ongoings I would really like to do, which would basically be like a standalone Liberator series, where I would do that. Like, okay, here's the fill-in for filling that void that the Punisher left for everybody. Like, because there's not gonna be something like that at the big two ever again. Like, you'll still see guns and stuff in books. Like, I don't think you'll ever see that leave like the repertoire of like goons having guns and shit like that. But that like hero solving all his problems with a bullet is not gonna be much of a thing anymore. They're already like silently phasing him out of the comics.
And even on the Netflix show, like 99% of the time, the Punisher had a gun. It was just a handgun.
Oh yeah,
You know, like a character who's known for his
which is why I thought it was so
menagerie of weapons,
funny.
and all he was using is a Glock or whatever.
Like, I think the he has that great scene, and I think it's actually in Daredevil, the one batch, two batch, penny and a dime scene where he fucking executes all the dudes with the shotgun. It's just like a pump action. I think it's like a Mossberg.
Well, that was like the best Punisher was the Daredevil show. The
that's because
terrible.
the Daredevil show had all the Daredevil writers, Drew Goddard or whatever, running it. I think that's the guy's name.
Yeah.
Bunch of people who actually gave a fuck and absolutely loved the source material.
Too? Yeah, I forget a couple of the names.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys behind it. I just remember Drew because I think he's the showrunner and like the big name you saw pop up. But like that episode, I always forget the issue it's based on, but it's just them on the roof. With the gun tied to the hand, and he's basically like, you kill me or I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Is one of the best, like when we were talking earlier about the good Marvel movies, that's one of the best like comic book moments put to any sort of film, TV, or movie. That one episode is great. And I think all that stuff works really good. That one batch, two batch shit is fucking great, and it's really sad. And that's the one time where I'm like, wow, this telling of the Frank Castle origin and him losing his family actually like hits and feels real again, like how successful the Tom Jane movie did it. It was like cool.
Christos Gage.
They substantiated the origin for him, and that was probably going to be the hardest part. Now they just get to get really violent with Frank Castle, and like every time it would build up to that, it would just fizzle out.
Rex Doom brings up a good point that I always had a problem with that show. He said he acted like a dumbass, and he did. Like, in the comics, Frank is not a super genius, but he's a very smart guy. He's tactical minded. He can speak multiple languages. Like, he's an elite special forces soldier.
That's the big thing, is he's tactical, he's calculated, and everything.
And he looks tougher than Microchip. Or he should look tougher than Microchip.
Well, the whole thing too is like everything is like an operation or a mission. So it's like he's not in civilian mode anymore, because like thinking like from all the military people I talk to and everything, you go over to war, you're in a different mode from when you're back home, and that's why I think a lot of guys also struggle with coming back home. But like Frank Castle's whole thing is his last time he, flipped that switch back into civilian mode, his fucking family got killed and he lost everything. So now he's permanent soldier, and they keep having these like vulnerable moments.
Permanent soldier.
Well, they have all these like vulnerable moments in the show where he's like letting his guard down again. And I'm like, he's like not this dude anymore. Like, he's the one dude in the Marvel universe where he says like the old Frank is dead, and it's like legitimate. Like,
and he's the most dedicated character in like any comic. He will never give up. That's his whole point of his character.
He's basically a relentless serial killer.
Yeah, and in both seasons, and I think even both seasons of his standalone show, he gives up being the Punisher for a time. And it's like he would never do that. That's the whole fucking point.
Yeah,
like,
and the thing that makes him interesting is like it's not even like a righteous thing for him. Like, it's right because it's what he is calculated and thinks is right, and that's all that matters at the end of it. And once he's like locked in that plan, that's what he's sticking to, and like it's basically like that man of his word mentality. And I think that's why a lot of I guess conservative and Republican folks gravitate to that. And I guess that's why a lot of liberal people are hating on it nowadays. I mean, the
But
guy
even
was
then, it's like,
conceived as a corny ass villain, but
Yeah,
even
but
then,
like
it's
my
he's
Antifa
not.
brother. Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, like, he's not a racist or a
no,
murderer. Like, he doesn't just kill anybody. He kills, rapists and murderers and like gangsters. Like, he's not a psycho in the sense of like, oh, you committed a crime by jaywalking, I'm going to shoot you in the face. That's not
no.
who
But
he
if
is,
you're deemed wrong, he's
No,
gonna
I
go
know,
to any
but that's what I'm
extent
just
to
saying. Like,
obliterate you.
that's how people present him when they don't like him, and it's like,
Oh yeah,
but that's not how he is in the comics. Like, you can say he might be crazy, but he's not. He has a definitive like logic to what he does, and you can
Yeah.
disagree with it, but it's not. It's not just, oh, I'm just gonna kill indiscriminately.
That's what the show I think misses so much. Was the show could have done exactly what it was doing, but a lot of the heart of the character just makes no sense. Where like this guy still seeming, it's almost like the show he's constantly clawing back to try and have like some semblance of a normal life again.
Yeah, and the show messed up
Whereas,
too, where like they changed his origin story so that it was a conspiracy, and these people set out to kill his family, and then he gets revenge and kills them all. So really, he has no motive to continue being the Punisher.
yeah, he
Whereas
like
by having it being a
definitively,
random act of violence,
exactly.
now it's a continual war that can never end because it's something that can happen to anybody.
That's the whole thing, is they half do it where they like have him sort of snap, but the snapping doesn't really make sense because he definitively knows who's responsible and wipes them all out.
Hmm.
So it has that 90s feeling of like the sun rising and the credits rolling, except he's still the Punisher at the end of all of it.
Hmm.
And then it tied into Daredevil, but then the standalone spin-off show almost tried to act like it was like ashamed of that and do its own thing. I remember the second season being one of the most like ham-fisted, half-assed, like the writer doesn't understand like
Yeah.
political intrigue and like shouldn't be writing it sort of thing. Because that's why like a lot of stuff like that, I'm like, oh man, people should really stay away from this. Like I watched it was like a rape revenge movie recently that I watched that was like really graphic and stupid and over the top. It was on Shudder and it was made like really up its ass and artsy. Like it feels like a Sundance film just for the sake of being a Sundance film, but it's like a rape revenge art house flick, and it feels really ham-fisted in the execution and almost like adverse to the point it was trying to make. And this is sort of the same thing where it just like doesn't hit the mark it was going for.
Well, that second season had like huge egregious errors with how Punisher would react to things. Like, there was multiple moments where the Punisher could have killed somebody, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm a father." He's like, "Well, I guess I'll let you go because if you're a father, then that means you must be a good person in some way. So I'll let you live." I was like, "What?"
And that's
Shut the fuck
what I
up.
mean is like the way the Punisher would actually react was that whole season would have been resolved in like an episode,
Yeah, yeah,
and that
exactly.
would have been like the setup for the season.
Like, it was the Pilgrim and the Russian mob guy were both. Oh, and he also let a pedophile live.
The Pilgrim was like really dragged out. I forgot all about that because it took so long to get through.
That was the writer trying to forgive himself for something nasty.
Oh.
And they do all that political bullshit and try to make it like a big ordeal and like a big part of it, because that was like what was it legit feels like the producers like gave the writer a note and was like, add some politics into it. So it's just in like the beginning of the show, they mention it again in like the middle of the show, and then they tie it all together at the end, and Punisher just like executes that like senator or whatever in his house with his wife.
Well, that was the thing too. Like, so the senator.
That's like the
it was
final
son.
like frames.
The senator was the son of those people that he killed, and he was like a senator from Georgia or something, but he lived in New York. And I was like, you know that if you're a senator, you have to live in the state you're from,
That's what I
or
mean.
in D.C. where you're representing them. Like, you don't just live in New York.
It was just like a bunch of shit they had like Googled really quickly to throw into it. It made no fucking sense. It has, if you pull it out of the show, that season could have been exactly the same thing without all the politics added. And I think there was like bikers. That was like how they reintroduce at the beginning of the season. Like he's like killing some bikers and he like runs one over in a van or something.
He's like, "Who did you vote for? Who did you vote for?"
I don't even think he puts on the skull until the last 3 minutes. Yeah, he puts on the skull and fights Jigsaw, and the skull looks like dog shit with that like plate metal. It's a plate carrier that's not based on a real plate carrier.
In both seasons, they had him become the full Punisher at the very end of the season for 2 seconds.
I thought that was really funny too, for how like sticklery they were with a lot of the like gear and shit on like Jigsaw's team and all the like military stuff.
And they had a great setup to some of these episodes too. Like, remember there was that one where it was like Assault on Precinct 13, and they just barely do anything with it. There's like barely any action in that whole episode.
You know the war flashback stuff to
Ryan loved that episode. That's why he backed out.
Yeah, the like Iraq Valley Forge stuff that they do.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading a thing where like the consultant they had for like all the military like DevGru shit or whatever it is was like really proud of all the work they did to make that shit all look accurate, and then the dude's running around in like a fucking cartoonish like sculpted plate carrier that has like a skull built into it.
Mm-hmm.
And is like shoddily spray painted, almost as if they like forgot that he's supposed to have the skull on his chest until like right before they went live with it. Yeah, the Thomas Jane one should have had like 4 fucking movies, and Warzone is also awesome.
Well, dude, the sequel he was setting up, he was getting John Milius to write and direct it. I was like, oh, yeah, that would have been fucking amazing.
That would have been fucking awesome, dude.
I think he was trying to get Walker Hill involved too.
Yeah, I would have killed a guy just to been like the fucking janitor on that set.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I just saw the time. I'm gonna bounce, guys.
Yeah, we've been going for 3 hours. I'm just gonna fucking wrap it. It's 2 a.m.
Can you say
rip it, wrap it.
Antifa bro for a second? Somebody asked about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
I was just gonna say that like I don't think that pushing the Punisher as in any political direction works, because someone like my brother who's kind of like that, he still loves the Punisher as a fictional fun killer that kills bad guys who are just bad. Like my brother doesn't want the story, like he's super Antifa type, but he doesn't want the story where like, oh, well, I guess this guy's a drug dealer because this guy's politics led to this. Or my brother just wants the Punisher to kill bad guys.
That's why I'm saying you don't go and change the political slant to the other side of things. I'm just saying get back to like that side of him that appealed to that other end of the crowd. Because for some reason right now, most conservatives and such aren't reading fucking Big 2 books and stuff because there's nothing there anymore. They're going for the progressive angle and everything. So I'm just saying,
to be fair, you were clear about that. I'm just I said that like 20 minutes ago, and then you made all the points that
if
made
you
that,
went because all that really is that like black and white mentality of like how crime should be handled. And
it's dirty hair
like
stuff.
any logical human being can also see that sometimes there's a minutia in there. I'm not saying fucking Punisher is going to be out blasting little kids that he catches with a dime bag of weed on them or anything like that. But he's also not the character that's like, now I'm going to have a 3-page talk with this kid about why weed's bad. He's the one that was like, going to snatch the weed from your hand, smack you across the face, and fucking tell you to get home to your mother.
And it's just the fantasy of bad guys finally getting theirs. It's just the guys that would actually, instead of going to court and getting off on appeal, he's going to kill them.
That's what I mean when I'm like, get back to appealing to that crowd, because right now it's the exact opposite of like neutering him. Like, how many times can we slap the Punisher's fucking gun into the water so he can't use it anymore and stuff like that? It's like, how many times can we fucking tie him to a chair so he can't fucking stab a guy to death and gouge his eyes out? And it's like, no, like we want to see that shit. We want him to find the worst bastard in the city and fucking just completely obliterate him. That's what the character is for. He's going and doing the bad shit to the bad guys that none of the other heroes even have the stomach for.
And we want Jigsaw to actually have a fucked up face. Not
Yeah,
his
it's
little,
weird that they
his little
nailed that.
sexy scars in the sequel.
Nailed that in Warzone. That was like when everybody was shitting on Freddie Prinze Jr. the other day. I was like, shit on him all you want. I just want him to leak the tape for when he tried out for Jigsaw in Warzone. Because according to fucking Lexi Alexander, it was light years better than even the guy who got the role. And the studio just didn't go with it because they didn't think people would believe him as Jigsaw. She compared it to Heath Ledger's The Joker, and fucking said it made like everybody that watched the tapes like super uncomfortable, and he wasn't even like in the makeup yet. It was
he was
just
dressed like his Scooby-Doo character.
Yeah, it was just Freddie Prinze Jr. being weird, and I guess he did some like strange voice for it and shit too. And like when he showed up, he was like unrecognizable. Yeah, it's a really weird story. I forget. I think she might have said. I think she might have told the story on how this was, or how did this get made.
Yeah,
Fucking Paul Scheer and Jason Mantzoukas' podcast. Yeah.
And the wife.
Yeah, June Diane Raphael. I just forget.
Never remember her name. I cannot remember it at all.
She's actually really funny for a woman. No, but she's like all my favorite episodes. She's like not there for whatever business reason because she gets like so much like character work and stuff. But yeah, I'm not a huge Freddie Prinze Jr. fan or anything. I don't even know what everybody was like hating on him for the other day. I don't remember what the fuck that was.
He starts a lot of shit with people about like Star Wars and stuff. Like he's
like. So I was like, was he in Star Wars or something? Because he was like,
he does voiceover stuff for a lot of the Star Wars.
Oh,
shows.
Okay, that makes sense. Then I didn't know where he like. I was like, is he just like bickering as a fan with people? I'm really confused.
He is. He's just one of those. He's kind of like a Kevin Smith.
But yeah, he was originally supposed to be Jigsaw and was like cast as the character, and basically, what was it, Dominic West or whatever? I think they got for it.
Yeah.
He was basically like the backup, which is like still to this day. I'm like, why wouldn't you just leak that tape? Because it's funny. That's why I think it's so funny that he like shits on fans and argues with people on Twitter, like not knowing anything about it. Is he's evidently
he helped get Gina canceled.
Oh, okay. What a cool guy.
Gina?
Yeah, he's evidently like a diehard Punisher fan and like comic book fan in general, but Punisher is like one of his fucking favorite characters, which I thought was like really crazy. It's like that would be like a weird comeback moment if they got Tom Jane to come back and play. They did like an older Punisher and got fucking Freddie Prinze Jr. to come in and play Jigsaw.
Kill him for real.
Kill him for real. Oh my god. Smother him with a pillow.
Free Sarah Michelle Gellar.
How you feeling, Fred?
All right, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, bye, I said we were gonna go too. Good night, buddy. Who was the fucking, before we go, the Punisher villain that had the just like white plate on his face?
Oh, we figured that out last time we talked about this.
Yeah, this was forever ago, and I can't remember it now.
I don't remember it all. He had blonde hair and a white suit and stuff.
God damn it. I always thought that's who Travolta was supposed to be in. Like it almost seemed like his Howard Saint was like a mashup of like a bunch of different characters from the comics.
That's how Pilgrim was too in the second season. Like he was based on the Mennonite, but then he was like this weird mishmash of other characters and none of it made sense. Like his look didn't make sense because he's supposed to be based on a Mennonite costume, but then he's supposed to be like, I don't know, like a Catholic extremist or something. Like
Catholic
none of
sex
everything
god.
about him, like religious wise, was conflicting with his look and attitude and everything else. And then plus he's supposed to be in like Georgia, which is, not a huge Catholic population.
Hi, Kevin. I was just telling the boys a little while ago I got a copy of your book to give away on the channel.
Scott, it's 2 a.m. here, and he's messaging me to let me
Your
know
book,
new
Gert.
chapter. Yeah, Grit looks cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to
very
read
cool.
it. I'm gonna move into my new house. I'm gonna read lots of books. I'm gonna read to you guys. I'm gonna read till my new chromosome comes in. My friend is in Scotland. It's 2 a.m. here, and he's messaging me to let me know New Jack died. Oh, that poor soul.
Hey, it's Christopher Lambert. I killed some guy named New Jack.
Give it away already. Haha. No, I'm gonna keep it all for myself.
Give it away now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably do a little sketch card to go with it too. Once I read it myself. Because I did not go to any fucking shops or anything during quarantine, so I didn't get it in single issues. I think I told Kevin when it was coming out, I was like, I'm just gonna get it as a trade. And I bought like
gritty though.
3 of them.
If it's
New idea for a villain
pissed.
who collects as many chromosomes as possible, and he's just constantly evolving. He steals chromosomes from people. He's like Rogue, but if he touches you, he steals a chromosome.
He's the collector of chromosomes.
He gets a 23rd and loses all sight of his plan. Now I just want crayons. All the crayons.
Crayons?
Crayons.
Crayola brand only.
I need 1 billion crayons. Why are you saying it weird? Yeah, we've been going 3 hours and 12 minutes.
It's the longest one we've done in a while.
Yeah, dude, it's wacky. It's almost 2:30 here. We'll call it. I'm probably gonna get some more sketching done. Maybe read a little bit more Clown in a Cornfield.
Beta Rex.
Yeah, thank you, dudes, for hanging out with us tonight. I gotta figure out all the details on this giveaway shit, but I think I'm gonna wait till I'm into the new house. I got sketch cards to finish inking to get out to dudes like GJ and Randy. And we'll be doing some sort of little hangout auction stream like this tonight soon. But we'll be auctioning off some stuff. I'll have some sketch cards and shit to raise some money for the headshot dudes wrapping their movie up. So we'll hopefully be doing that sometime next week, maybe next Friday instead of the 24-hour comic stream, because that shit's been a wash for a while with all the
never
dudes.
get done.
Yeah, we're gonna finish that 24-hour comic in like 2023.
24 years from now.
But while those dudes are running out of time, and Fridays seem to be the only time that really works for everybody, so keep a lookout for that. If you guys want to snag some art, if you want to give me some ideas for goofy shit to do sketch cards for, or characters or whatever, hit me up. I don't know if Mitch was in here earlier when I showed off some of the ones I've already been working on. It's funny. I rearranged. Well, not really funny, but I rearranged my office a couple weeks back and misplaced a fucking giant stack of sketch cards I had already penciled. So I had done stuff for Mitch and then lost all of them. That's the Bloodrick I'm working on. The Voidwalker for GJ. Cade. I guess I can make my camera bigger for a minute. Cade. Another one for GJ. The Zombie's also for GJ. and some more zombies in the background. Lots of blood and stuff. Log going out for the Alterna campaign. I gotta ink that. Magnum Mr. Crypt. The nice floral shirt and the was it Detroit hat. Doom guy ripping and tearing. It's kind of hard to see with my messy pencils, but he's ripping a demon's face open. King Kong style. I think this is Black Owl. I keep wanting to say Dark Owl, but it's one of David Hayner's characters. I did my take on him. And another one of Hayner's characters, the Claw. One of Mitch's cards, Caleb from Blood. Kind of looking creepy right now. And the start to an Ash Williams, who just looks like a giant chinned dude right now. But yeah, some of those I'm adding color to, gotta ink them and whatnot. And then I'm doing a bigger piece of Mitch's OC. Endlander. I always want to say in some sort of ridiculous accent or something. But I got that, or those, and I don't know what the fuck's going on with the house, if we're starting to move in and paint on Monday or what, but if not, I'll be working on a fucking Captain America sketch cover this week to get that out for the Alterna campaign as well. Oh, I'll probably auction this guy off for super cheap during the auction as well. This was the first little test sketch cover I did for Cade. It's got a little haha, blam, blam, blam. Messing around with watercolors. It's a little bit warped, but if you're buying it to just frame and put away, it's good to go. That'll keep it laying flat. And again, I'm gonna auction it for like $5 plus shipping. I don't give a shit. Can you make the blood run up the walls? I can make the blood run up your butt. He's Norwegian, goddammit. What the fuck did I miss? Why'd you ruin that comic, Spencer? What the fuck? Yeah, I put my shitty art all over it.
I think Endlander.
Oh, yeah. Endlander. I'm just tired. I wasn't going for Norwegian. I fucked up. El Padrino. Oh my god.
What's up, Padrino?
So we're working on secret things with Padrino that I can't talk about.
Mostly butt stuff.
Yeah. But it looks really fucking cool. Kevin, what are you listening to, like the... How are you mentioning Danzig? We talked about Danzig at the beginning of the episode, but you're mentioning Danzig while also commenting on things that are actively happening, and I'm like, are you behind or up to date on chat? Are you watching the beginning of this stream, or are you live with us? My brain is fried right now.
I'm watching it from the beginning, but commenting now.
Yeah, I always know, yeah. Omnipotent Kevin. I have the 23rd chromosome. I hear everything. At all time. The All-Father. He has all 23. And
Alzheimer's.
me. Oh, geez. I probably have that. Yes. We're gonna, yeah. my dementia clicking in. We're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you, dudes, for hanging out. I think I might do another stream tomorrow midday. I don't know what you got going on. Probably working on Wirehead.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to get down, hang out. I don't know if I'll be doing sketch cards, or I should probably get some more lettering done on City of Rot. Trying to get that done, but is kind of fucking iffy now. And I'm like, I was putting the order in for it to come to the new house because
Later,
it's going to
GJ.
be a shitload of books. But houses are complicated. But yes,
There's all the doors and windows.
yeah, God, dude,
It's a
I
whole
hate it.
mess.
I just want to put bars on everything and tell the whole world to fuck off.
Kill this grass.
Yeah, I'm gonna piss all over this bush. But yeah, thank you, dudes, for hanging out. Maybe I'll pop in tomorrow, do some lettering, and maybe get the clown in a cornfield sketch done. Do that giveaway first. Get that out to somebody.
I don't
They
like
see-
clowns in a circus, let alone a cornfield.
Yeah, right. Clowns in your
Clowns
backseat.
in my bathroom.
Yes, clowns in your bedroom. Clowns in your bed. Clowns in a sexy, suggestive nightie.
Clowns in my head.
I'm writing clown erotica now. I quit comics. Stay girthy.
This is sheer
Yes,
metal.
indeed. Good night, dudes.
Was it worth the girth?